So thank you again, Stubby, for being willing to go on Scholar while I learn how to play things on mouse and keyboard.
Sphene.
At some point, I'll get a better weapon than what I got now.
Time to commit regicide. Again.
Again.
Yes.
We go over spots, or we all know what we're doing.
Julie doesn't.
Cool.
Right.
Yeah, I only went up to the rocks falling, and we never actually figured out the rocks falling.
Cool. So these are tower spots for meteor phase, and then we're doing L meteors. So in that situation, it would just be the melees move in front of the tanks, and then that's the L for meteor drop-ins.
So this is like
Remember
I mean,
not
the
to
back,
put your...
like of the platform.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Don't put it all the way to the
Essentially-
very back corner, because we have to hide behind it.
Okay.
yeah. Essentially, yeah, just towards the edge on your side, parallel with Coco.
Yep.
And then, so yeah,
There's,
ideally drop first meteor in this spot, and then drop second meteor into the void.
Yeah.
And then, but as long as one meteor makes it onto the platform, that's fine.
There's
That's basically
also
all I know about this light.
spread spots for the Protean thinger.
These things.
No, for Divide and Conquer.
Oh,
Yeah, we were doing we were
you're-
doing a different strategy when we were first learning. So
Yeah, for Divide
basically,
and
you'll
Conquer,
just
your
be
center.
you'll be slightly off center on our side, so basically here-ish,
Oh, is this the
where everyone
The-
gets a line, and then
Yeah.
we're just spreading out, and then you
Eyes.
dodge your second
Okay.
hit,
God?
so that
God,
it's not as chaotic.
less
as
important for
trying
you to
possible
be dead center, but when we had ranged on the sides, people weren't getting
Starting
the
use.
Sarah buffs, Picto buffs.
Okay, I'll be off centered, the middle, and then we'll go from there. We'll roll with it.
Yeah. Food check, and then let's do it.
For coronation, just go to the one you're. So if you're tethered to the north one, you'll go to either 1 or A. Don't cross your tethers.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
We'll deal with ice bridges once we've got through meteors.
Yeah.
Greetings and goodbye. Do not be afraid. Death is not the end. We require ether.
Right, there's a bridge thing.
Yep. Light party is. I'm stupid. It's okay, I did get my shield on Coco.
You did, thank you. Oh, no, not control.
And lucky for us,
Uh-oh.
those target the healers, not the tanks.
That's my. Oh no, we're good.
But we'll be fine. This doesn't do enough damage.
Oh no, I thought I accepted the. I thought I accepted
Oh.
a raise where I was about to get resucked.
That would have been funny.
That would have been funny, but also kind of sad.
Sorry, I got it. I got you. Oh,
Oh,
Isn't that one yours?
yeah.
Mine is on cooldown there, so
I wasn't expecting it to functionally one-shot us.
it kills you. That one actually hurts a lot.
All right, well.
yeah, for those of you, I have shields and Sacred Soil.
Well, I was focused on keeping Sarah alive, so I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. I was
I
trying to
normally
remember
crit load
keybinds.
that for Sacred Soil if need be. Yeah.
We got this.
Yeah, we got surprised by that in Prague and wondered if we'd done something wrong when
Our
everybody just
first
died.
pull when we got there, yeah.
Yeah,
That was incredible.
And then you realize it's just mitigation.
provoking a sec here. Hang on, there we go.
But we got like really paranoid after the rest of the instance.
But I love my world.
Oh, right, I wasn't doing. I remember. Center. DPS north after. Split. Left is safe first. Swap.
Snapshot on those is so stupid.
Agreed.
It's so early, which is good for later on, but
First Buster.
I'm sorry if I say keys out loud. I'm trying to remember what they are.
I haven't noticed.
Okay, I'm saying them quietly.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh. Do I get hit by that one?
You get hit once.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
You should
like,
get you should get hit by the one that is actually telegraphed.
okay.
Didn't hit that. Oh well.
I couldn't remember if I did it wrong.
Nobody died. This is the one that I'm gonna do that on. I think
Everyone up
I don't
and middle.
fully remember my mid.
Queen, get up here. Left side. Can move as soon as the cast bar finishes. Go. My side right to their spots.
Going up again.
Spread out. Watch what you got.
Go all the way to the side with that, Julie. You can go back
That's
to
fine
it, but
too,
you can
yeah.
go. Yeah.
You just need to be far enough you're not overlapping
Everyone
the
up.
towers.
Meteors.
Yeah.
So yeah, like right here is great.
Okay.
And over the edge. Going down. Behind the front meteor. Back. Back. Side. Very nice.
I believe I'm blind from here.
Hell yeah. Second Buster.
I must have missed hit provoke. I can't for a minute.
It's okay, it's trick team.
You.
Ongoing center.
Am I going the one? Just the
You're
one?
going to one.
Okay.
Perfect. And everyone at one.
Oh.
Group up. I will get LB.
Yep.
Don't move beyond the AoEs that drop. Just move to the edge. 2, 3, 4. Stack, stack, stack. And stay stacked. Baby now. Or make sure you're up front. Very nice. My reprisal.
Here, have a feint.
Alright, ice time. Move, move, move. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Alrighty. Watch. Oh,
Oh.
too much movement.
Oh, I went to the wrong ice. That's my bad.
see.
And now we perish.
Oh, okay.
Right save first. Right save. Swap.
We don't have a res at all.
No,
so-
I know. I was just... Cool. All right. In the raid resources category, the extremes channel, there is a picture that shows how we do the tether movements. Basically, what happens? So there's two sets of crystals that spawn. There's the crystals that spawn along the back. Those always spawn and tether first, and so those are the first people who move. Then the four crystals on the sides will spawn and tether. The number inside of the blue circle corresponds to the bridge you should take if you are tethered to that crystal.
Oh, wait.
Each bridge can only have one person on it, or it shatters and will not come back until she does the freeze again.
Which is why Snuppy and I died.
Yeah.
Can you say that? I was looking at the second picture, which is like not a diagram, and I was like very confused.
Oh, yes.
Because it was, I was just like, oh, it's a picture. Okay, alright. Okay.
So there's two sets of crystals. The crystals along the bottom will spawn first and tether folks. The number inside of the blue circle corresponds to the bridge that you should take. So, for example, looking at the bottom, if you were tethered to the leftmost crystal, you would take the right top bridge.
Okay. Because you're stretching out left going to right, but you're also landing on the bridge.
Right.
So you want to stretch your tether, but be on a bridge.
You want to... That's the bridge you use to cross to the other side to fully stretch your tether.
The
We need to
icons
collect that
with
because if there are ever more than one person on a bridge, it will shatter. And we need all of the bridges because everyone needs to cross over for their tether and then cross back afterwards.
the positions with like the class markers is where you need to end up relative to which thing it's tethered to.
Yeah.
So for like the leftmost south thing, you need to go to the top right platform and be there because that's how far away you have to be for it to actually be a safe.
But you'll like, okay.
And it's just like other stretch tethers, it'll change color when you've actually got it right.
I think I understand.
Yeah, it's mostly just finicky.
Yeah, but so how many times can you cross a bridge? Because it looks like you'd want to at least have like 2 crosses, because like there's 2 ones on like the left and bottom side.
They will only crack if they have 2 people on it at the same time.
Oh, okay, simultaneous. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is like a slight delay once someone gets off it for it to be like safe again, but it's pretty quick. It just only ever shatters if there are actually 2 people on it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So the south crystals will spawn. Those people will cross the bridges. Then the people with the side crystals will cross the bridges. It'll be like the side crystals will spawn possibly before the back crystals people have finished. So you have to wait for whoever goes first to cross, and then we just reverse order going back, right?
Okay, I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
So whoever
So
crosses.
once everyone's in this position, the crystals will go off. We all need to get back mid because she's doing the double half room cleave again, where she punches one side and then punches the other. The way we cross back is in reverse order. So so if you were tethered to a side crystals, you'd cross first, and if you were tethered to the south crystals, you'd cross second, coming back.
Okay. I see.
Yeah, it's really just a see it a handful of times
Yeah.
mechanic, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Brew.
Yeah. But yeah, the biggest thing is just if someone's on the bridge, don't step on it.
Yeah.
One at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, we're still waiting for Sarah.
Let's do it.
Greetings and goodbye. Do not be afraid. Death is not the end. We require
Light parties.
I will show you the world beyond.
Light parties. Center. Go. Left safe first. Cross.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you in a sec, Snubby.
Make sure not to start moving too early there, and make sure before you start moving to the side to put yourself all the way in the corner. They are pretty tight. Yeah, it didn't break.
Let us rise up.
I'm gonna stand here to cure 3 for a sec.
Group up. Oh, too early. Oh well.
I will show you the
That was too early. It's gonna hurt. Get behind the wings. Yeah. Everyone up and mid.
Result.
Right safe first. Group 1 can go straight to their spots. Dodge. Wait. And go. Put out. Watch what you got.
Oh, I got forward.
Oh, sorry. Was there?
You're
I don't
good.
know. What's okay, okay,
There is not really a. It's kind of a YOLO.
okay, okay.
Everyone up. Meteors.
I find just kind of mostly pre-positioned towards one you want,
Yeah.
and then you'll have to do a little adjusting if 2 people are near the same one, but
Over the voids.
That's good.
there's plenty of time to like wiggle a bit and see who's gonna go and adjust.
Behind the first meteors.
I once again forgot that there were 2
Back.
towers to
Yep.
soak.
Yep.
Back. Side.
Can like do that earlier. I'll have to keep that in mind.
Oh, that requires a layer.
Yeah, if I do it earlier, then it's easier to land the reprisal during the next thing that I need.
Yeah, it comes up at a better
Because
time.
it's coming up like as I have to run, and it's really hard to get it otherwise.
Watch where you're tethered to. Go to that side and do not cross the tethers. Perfect. Wonderful.
It's so
Everyone
neat
to
how it just
one.
works.
Mm-hmm.
To one.
I do like things like that, but chaotic, and then it's just like, oh, it works.
Move to the edge of the AoEs. Stack up. KB now. Or be up front. Alright. Watch the diagram. Move first. Don't jump off. Alright, watch tethers. First set, our DPS.
Oh my god.
That looks so. Oh, right.
Oh, okay.
Perfect. Supports crossback.
Fuck.
Just go, just go, just go.
Go for it.
Dodge left first. Towards the left, towards the left, towards the left. Swap.
That's my bad there.
Get ready to keep moving.
You got yummy.
It's just fine.
Melee's up front soon. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving.
Yeah.
Oh.
You'll be fine.
Ooh, that was literally
Just
the
in
last
time.
second.
Alright. Kill, kill, kill. I think we might push. No, okay.
Oh, nice. That's actually good. I don't have a lot for cooldowns,
Same, I'm reprisaling.
but it should be fine.
It's fine, just kill.
Yeah,
Yep,
it would be
kill.
fine.
Yeah. I don't have.
Yeah,
cooldowns
if
there,
you
'cause
use
I
all
use
the
it for the
cooldowns for the other
buster.
one, it's hard. And I think you don't quite have as many.
Oh, good, she stopped undoing. Okay. Thank God. Hey, we did it!
Yay!
Hey, why is the bottom of
Fun
this still
music.
playing?
Why is there
There's
black
no
music?
black screen.
Greetings. Goodbye.
You know,
Ease, everyone. Your ego will soon perished.
Working. It should be good now.
I will show you
Yep. My reprisal?
the worlds beyond.
Yep.
Oh dear. What is this?
Oh, I'm dead.
Oh, sad.
I've got this one.
One day I'll learn how to read it.
It's
I
a
believe.
pain.
Oh, this is ice, so I'll be fine. I won't kill Snubby by accepting this raise.
Bye. Is this the other diagram then?
Yes.
This is what the other
diagram.
picture is. It's supposed to show you approximately where there are
Where
some
you can
spots that are
stand.
relatively safe for the whole thing, but they're not
Yeah.
exactly. I don't have a good diagram for it, like an actual
Yeah,
one.
it's not the best picture. Exa flares.
it's not a raid without extra flares, apparently.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
It's been through time.
Oh, hold on, I feel.
Yep.
I wanna raise
Focus on
them.
healing. I'm
Oh,
gonna
I should
tank
have
LP this for
used.
safety.
I can wings there in the future. I'll wings this.
Good last for all of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'm Dane.
Alright, do that rough spread again.
I will show you
You got this one?
the worlds beyond.
Yes, I can.
Oh god. Oh. Oh no! Oh no! I just missed it!
Yeah.
I have
I don't know if I
Swift
wanted to
in
raise
10.
that.
Yeah, the DPS position in the magic is a little scary if how tightly squeezed. But,
Yeah.
I got Yummy. Oh, I clicked on Julie's name. I got Yummy now.
Hey. Let's hope the boss doesn't have a hardened rage plant soon.
About that.
Yeah. Speaking of,
Oh.
Do not be afraid.
But I am afraid.
Let up. It's above death.
Just mitigate. obviously. Oh well.
so you should be able to see engraved in the floor all 3 patterns, and there will be some spots that are.
Yeah.
So when she starts casting it, 2 colors will light up. Like the first one for that second set was, I think, wind and earth.
Dash and try to adjust it there.
You just want to make sure that you are standing in a spot that, regardless of which one of those 2 she switches to, you will be on land.
Yeah.
I should have tried to adjust.
But there are
It's
like
awkward to
2. There are enough safe spots that are overlapping all the platforms, and have enough room that right after you switch, you can wiggle to get away from all the spreads.
Yeah.
And this picture here is where they are, but I don't have a good actual diagram, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I never found one.
You have to strap.
But it's like the bottom right and bottom left corners are going to be places that overlap all 3 colors.
Yeah, I
for the
see like
fusion.
the red circles where it's like, yeah, like the yellow and the green are.
But
Yeah,
this
so you're
picture's
gonna
also
put-
showing you where the
I was
ice
gonna say it's
platforms are,
showing
right?
it is ice in
Oh.
the picture.
Oh no.
So that spot will cover both the yellow and the green switch if you're standing on ice, and of course, since it's covering all 3, it'll let you stand there without having to move very much.
Yeah.
The only thing you have to do are you may have to slightly move to make space for like the melee spread because you're really cramped.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
2 spots
they're-
that are kind of hard are the healer spot and the melee spots there.
The healer spot's really easy, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
The healer
it's-
spot has a really good tell.
It's mostly that the platform is ice, so if somebody else is too close, you can land on the ice and then die.
Oh, sure. I am in danger, but it's an
Yeah,
easy spot to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, side eyes, I think DPS probably the more scarier one, but I think it's mostly scary until you realize, oh hey, wait a second. You got like a second or 2 to adjust.
Yeah, there's plenty of time to adjust for the spread.
I don't think it's.
Okay, I think I can. I see the spot. So I think I was totally wrong anyhow. So good times.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've seen the whole thing. Exactly.
Nice.
Chicken food.
That's a pretty fun fight.
I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
And it's 2 totem fight.
Oh,
That's
nice.
nice.
Is the tank LB? I'm curious. Is that cheese or actually intentional?
It's
It's
cheese.
cheese.
Okay.
It's cheese.
It's also not like we don't have to tank LB there. It just makes it even more of brain dead cheese.
I am okay with that.
And our DPS is good enough that we don't need DPS LB.
Right.
It just makes that whole section easier to do since you don't have to like figure out who's going where.
Yeah, I'm very okay. I was like, oh god.
Yep.
Bye, wonderful bubble.
Yeah. You can also do that exact strat with just regular mitt, but it's a lot more like precise.
Yeah. It either requires like party mint coordination or like a spread low and other tank mitt.
Well, I already had spread low there and we died, so and we get low without it, so.
But yeah.
Yeah. It's just if you like coordinate that plus all the mitt and make sure it's lined up, it'll be survivable.
Go now. Go now. All the way to the corner. Right will be safe first. Right safe first. Dodge.
Oh fuck! Oh,
Hi, Julie.
I tapped the top. Sad.
Yep. First Buster.
Oh, that's not what should have happened.
Let us rise above death.
Spread. Divide. Up.
We're not gonna have wings for this next one.
Okay, I'll make sure to not fuck the double reprisal then. Yeah. I did not.
I will strain the world beyond.
Very nice. Everyone up and mid. Left safe. Group 2, straight to your spots. Go now. Go.
No. 1 minute.
Loose spread. Uh-oh, that's bad.
Bye.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wall it.
I'm gonna practice using my raise buttons, because I need to practice this. I don't know why, I have so much trouble hitting my raise buttons. My brain
Where
just
are
doesn't
they?
remember where they are.
Oh. Yeah.
Either way.
Well.
Yeah, I'll wait to the pool.
What? What's up, Sam?
I'll wait to the pool.
Okay.
How you enjoying the bosses so far? The ones you've come across?
I really like them. I have died a lot.
There's one boss I died quite a few times, but other than that, it's been playing it safe.
Have you found the ritual mechanic?
Yeah.
That boss I died to so many times. That boss kicked my ass. What did you end up rolling?
Which?
Nice. Oh, no. Alright. Sorry, healers.
That's fine.
You'll get Mitt for this next one. Or for the last
crazy.
one.
Fine. Don't stay in the bubble, man.
I don't know what button that was on.
There we go. Raid wide. Wind. Oh, that was dumb. Oh well. It still popped. Spread. Left safe first. Swap.
Hello, fellow selfish CPS.
It's just absolutely stupid how early you can go and not get it.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's the first phase of Fru has a lot of cast bar bullshit.
Yeah.
I love skimming the proteins. Like, I'm in it when it's going off, and it looks like it's hit me, but it's not.
Yep. It's very funny to watch videos of that.
Sounds like an average day in Peru to me.
My ears were blessed with the. Oh no!
Oh no!
I need that guy. My ears were blessed with my first instance of LR chains breaking last night. We finally saw LR the first time.
Nice.
Nice.
I will show you the world beyond.
And by we, I mean Xander and I. Because everyone else was dead.
Tank privilege.
Yep.
Start right. Group 1, straight to your spots.
Me and Yomi might do some FYD
Go.
after this.
Nice. Back.
Hopefully we have better luck than last night.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know why I can't get to my spot tonight.
Towers. Spread out. Uh-oh. We
Oh, no.
need that guy!
Oh.
Oh,
You have time to drop your second meteor.
You guys have to just adjust for Sarah's first meteor.
Oh, I have Lily.
that's dead people.
Oh, goodbye.
Yeah, I didn't have a Lily.
Okay, just do meteors. We can recover after. Back.
And go back and then to the side.
Very nice. Good recovery.
I so tried to bet it. That's why I completely lost. Not paying attention to my rotation at all, but fine.
Deploying drone.
Bless you. Watch your tethers. Bless you.
I'm gonna climb the middle.
Nice. Everyone to 1. Everyone to 1.
Target area delineated. Commencing erasure.
Stack up. Stay stacked. KB now. Or close to the wall.
System overload. Aborting process.
Nice recovery.
I will show
I didn't. I was about to say I did not have feint, but I stand corrected.
Just in time.
Alright.
Yep.
Move. Friendly reminder that for thin ice mechanics like that, jumping up and down does work. DPS are first.
No,
no,
supports
supports are first. I'm stupid.
Oh, fuck. I'm so lost. No, goodbye.
It's fine.
Supports DPS go.
Left side.
Sorry, I saw someone on the bridge and I stopped myself.
Jump. Or, move.
It was a dangerous call out.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
Need that guy.
Yeah.
what happened there?
That guy we definitely need.
How did that
Won't
bridge
take my
break?
tether.
Oh, the birds didn't break.
Yeah, can't do it like that.
The birds didn't break. You walked off.
Really?
Yes.
Incredible.
I'm sorry.
It's just more practice for me. It's all good.
Do not be afraid. Death is not the end. We require ether. I will show you the world beyond.
Center. Spread. Left safe. Go.
Let us rise above death.
Hello, somebody.
I will show you the world beyond.
Everyone up and mid. Right safe first. Group 1 straight to your spots. Go. Go. Loose spread. Everyone up. Meteors.
Let's go.
Bam. Front meteor. Okay. Very nice.
Deploying drone.
Watch your tethers. Off the wall with your tether. Nice, get to 1.
Target area delineated. Commencing erasure.
Edge of the AoEs. Stack up. PV now.
System overload. Aborting process.
Nice. Move. Watch tethers. First tethers are DPS.
Ooh.
Supports go back across. Let me use my bridge. Left safe, left safe, left safe. Very nice.
People might really want to back up for the tether people. Here.
Yep. Second bridge will respawn.
Okay.
It spawns with the movement thing.
Okay. Good. Good to know.
Oh, we're gonna kill her nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very nice.
This boss is about to get reawakened to the face.
Greetings. And goodbye. Is everyone? Your ego will soon perished. I will show you
Mine.
the worlds beyond.
Ice and earth. Very nice, everyone. Second coming soon. Earth and wind.
Oh no.
Need those guys.
They're too far? I mean, definitely too far. Huh? I don't think I have enough room for the AoE then. Do the AoEs go off at
Then you
when the
use heavy.
platforms change? Or
They go off-
No,
they go
you
off
have time to
after. You have
adjust.
plenty of
You
time.
have like
Oh,
2
okay,
GCDs
okay.
after to
Okay.
adjust.
Oh god. Okay. I think that'll be good.
Back up. Are you gonna have reprisal for this raid wed?
7 seconds, so probably not. You've
Okay,
got
I'll
it.
get it then, and you can get the next transition.
Yep.
One more hit. Very nice. I'll be whenever you may.
Yep. I'll do so after this reawakening.
Sounds good.
I will show you.
This is yours. Yep. Ice, earth.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Very nice.
Hooray!
First try. Don't touch the chest. Don't touch the chest. First try every time.
Very queen bee model.
Move in a little bit, Yomi. Just a little bit closer to me. Yeah, perfect. And then do whatever pose you want. Or at least sit stand.
Where the heck? What's the name of that emote?
One.
No, I'm trying to find it. What? Where is it?
Bane, can you move a little closer to Julie?
Oh, okay, it's probably in. It's hard.
Perfect.
Let me look.
Yeah,
Yomi, did you do your emote?
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
he's got it now. Alright, everyone's set. Thank you, resident G posers.
I gotta see what my dog's up to.
We almost have an even distribution of cats and lizards.
Yes, because I'm a cat right now.
Yeah.
Yay.
And then Snubby's the odd one out.
Perfect. I love playing spoiler.
I don't think that's ever happening.
When I first started playing this game, it was actually one of the two.
Which were you?
Either horror or cat. Which one do you think?
I'd say Aura.
I say Ara.
I was gonna say cat if Snubby's been playing a while. Maybe no auras at the time.
It'd be cat.
Would be cat.
I think I have one picture of me and Amanda next to each other.
All
If I can find it.
right, chest time. Ooh, I got the crafting ingredient again.
There you go, Snubby, you get the codex.
A 2 on the weapon coffer, of course.
Mini, of course, is the very pretty Dark Knight weapon now.
Yeah, I love this weapon. That's so
It's so pretty. Wow, y'all rolled shit on that. I think I rolled a 54.
I rolled a 6 on the coffer.
I rolled a 2.
Oh.
It's
Oh,
not
damn it.
PF, so we're not allowed to roll high.
True. Oh wow.
Wow, old days.
Wow.
That's okay. I started off as a Lalafell.
Coco
I didn't even have the same name. My name was Kokoya.
Actually, same.
Oh yes.
I started as a
I
Lala,
was Kokoya Koya.
a different character.
I had a Lala name even, and then when I kind of decided to be not a Lala anymore, changed it.
I still have my Lala character somewhere on my account.
Cool. All right. Before we break, Everyone, come to the FC house and get on your
Yeah, that's right.
M4 mounts. So we can
Oh
do
no,
our-
it's like midnight Eorzea time.
Yeah.
I wish we could manually change the time of day.
Oh, let me do that quickly.
Well, there are crimes for that.
Oh, there are
Okay.
crimes for that. Okay. You
Many
want to go down by
crimes.
the beach?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, it's daytime.
Somebody's over
Yeah.
here.
Are you east? You're meaning?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I don't know about any crimes at all.
No.
Certainly not to your coven or anything like that.
You cannot change the time of day in regular GPOs.
If anyone
Never.
else is using the
Okay.
XIV launch, you can do it too.
What's this one called?
What's XIV launcher?
I don't know.
I don't know why my brain was fighting for having a weird brain for a second. It's like,
Bless
no.
you.
It's like,
What's the name of this one?
Something cycle, I think.
Cycle. Okay.
Oh no, mono wheel S1.
It is a wheel.
It
It's right
is.
next to the bike, if you have that too. The gill mount.
I decided not to spend the whatever 7 million gil it is.
7.5.
Yeah, no thanks.
Well, I did.
Yeah, same. I did.
Is this all of us?
Yep.
fun fact, if you just have the regular Gaelond GL2, then it will be right next to that too.
So everybody lined up to their satisfaction.
No.
Okay. Oh, I guess.
So we're gonna make
Okay,
a
whatever.
mine.
There we go.
Serena, just pick a spot.
I did. I got it.
Okay,
I'm in
I'm
G-pose now.
going
I
into
can't move.
G-pose.
You can go into G-pose.
Don't make me not do that in GPOs. What?
It's okay, I can set up lights that kind of mimic it being.
Yeah, you have a lot of
This mount gives a surprisingly accurate picture of everyone's heights.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is actually fairly easy to see the differences in size between the mounts.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say here?
Well, no, like lava mounts are always much smaller, but I usually can't tell the difference between mounts for min height and max height Mikote,
Yeah.
but I can now. I think actually Dane's got the biggest mount.
Yeah, why?
Yeah, he must be.
I mean, Dane is the tallest.
I think your max height are raw.
I guess, yeah.
I'm more closer to mid to
Most of the
low
rest of us
height.
are min height or closer.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm in the middle. That was very specific.
Weird height comparison going here.
I think I might be the second tallest. I don't know.
Yeah. There we go.
Posting evidence of my crimes.
Okay, it's private evidence of the crimes.
I mean, what evidence of crimes? No one on stream could see them.
I mean, considering I got it to look like that during nighttime, I think you're fine.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm gonna upload a slightly better one. Hold on.
The monocycle gang.
There we go. One more zoomed in.
Nice. Yay.
I think this is the same beach where we took the E12S pictures, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Basically.
Cause I had us go here again. Cause I know we can line up for good pictures here.
It's very convenient. Yeah, we did our E12S pictures for our first full tier Savage clear, and then we did our P12 pictures last year, or almost last year. No,
I
actually,
recall
like
the
10 months
E12
ago.
Yeah, if I recall, E12 pictures Neff didn't have the mount, but we just didn't care.
That sounds right. And I wonder if they're still easy to find in.
I'm looking.
Not dead yet. A Hawthorne hut? The fuck are you doing?
If you want to come over here and gather
No.
some raccoons, I wouldn't mind.
Oh yeah, it might be.
Oh, screenshot.
Seren
go
is
back-
attempting to get the whatever tools you get for crafting like everything a bajillion times.
The luminary tools that need you to
Yeah.
craft several thousand of the level 40 to 50 recipes. And Weaver is the absolute worst, and like none of the recipes that are good, like easy to do, or stackable. And I'm not going to do something that I can't stack and throw away.
Yeah, when Axel is doing it, because he has like 600 million gil, he just made repair kits for submarines.
Yeah,
Cost like 2.2 mil for the set.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I'm not seeing a
Instead-
picture of everyone but Neff on a mount, but I am seeing a picture of all of us but one not on a mount. Who is on the mount?
Me.
Oh, yes.
I could
Yeah,
tell
that
because I could see
probably-
the freaking like weird
Okay.
dress bed of the semi-glim.
I gotta go deep into another folder of screenshots here.
That Kiwi? A white mage?
Yeah, when Kiwi first joined, he was white mage.
White mage, yeah. Classic.
Frog.
Stop it. Cool. All right. Thanks, y'all. We might do things next week. We can talk about what we want to do. Some form of mount farming, or stock up on a shit ton of treasure maps and bang them out, or whatever.
I don't have a level 100 gather. You can't. I have like one. I'll
I mean,
get the
they're pretty
like.
cheap now.
If the rest of us do.
They're cheaper now.
How much are they
They're like,
now?
They're like
Still a bunch.
50k now. They might even have dropped a little bit more.
Yeah, 50k right now, according to Market Bar plugin.
Still 80k on Coral.
They were like 40 last night, but they probably go up.
So
and
the
down.
problem is they're 50k on Belmont, but Belmont's permanently congested, so you can only get over there at really awkward times.
Well, I mean, literally, like I bought one for 40k last night.
I think I saw
Oh,
the
here.
package also.
Because on Coral, yeah, I think it's just because they fluctuate fairly often with how much people are buying, and if you are off-peak hours, the price is lower.
But they go up
Gotcha.
on the weekends too, just for
Yeah,
more
that
people.
too. This is midweek, so
Yeah.
because obviously there's limited supply, and if weekend big parties run, hundreds of maps, then the supply is gone.
Yeah, I think it shows 20 of the most recent purchases are in the last half hour. So
Yeah,
last 20 minutes even.
basically Friday night people buying them out. So, but
Friday
it's
night.
a far cry from when they were easily selling for 250.
Yeah, I bought a couple. Yeah, I bought a couple of those.
Yep.
I wanted to contribute.
Holy moly, MP.
Oh wow,
Wow.
that's Ramu,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah. Wow.
Was that Ancient Snubby?
That is
Uh,
ancient snowy.
What year is that? 2020? Yeah.
Yep. Was it?
Might even be before.
Yeah, I think it's about.
No.
It's like 2019, 2020, somewhere around there.
Now I need to look it up.
Let's see.
Well, that would have been. Shadowbringers was 5.0.
Yeah, but it
So
would
that
have
would've
been.
5.2, right?
Yeah, 5.2.
Yeah, that was second tier.
Yep. February 17th, 2020.
Before the pandemic started.
Yeah. Very shortly before.
I also remember the patch.
I don't really remember raiding during the pandemic. Like, I know that I did.
Yeah, it didn't feel like we were doing it during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Just, like I remember all that happening on my end with it outside of raid, but
Yeah.
I don't remember associating it with raid time at all.
Yeah. Yeah, like for whatever reason in my head, the entirety of the time that I have been raiding in 14 has been either pre or post pandemic. When I think in reality, all of it is post pandemic.
I remember being 2020 because 2019 is when I started playing this game, and that was the
Gotcha.
first year in which we did stuff.
Yeah. I could have sworn I joined you guys before we moved into this house, but I guess not. Weird. That's wild. I hate that. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to dying to Path of Exile 2 bosses.
Have fun.
Y'all have a good night. Yeah, we'll chat and raid chat and when folks are online about what we want to do going forward, but everyone's presence will be welcome and appreciated, but nothing will be required. Certainly not until the new year. The one thing is Chaotic Alliance Raid comes out on Christmas Eve, which is hilarious. So I'm gonna talk with Fun Static and some other folks I know and try and line up folks.
Yeah, I know a group of people that could join for that.
Yeah.
Probably.
So if we can line up 16 other people, that would be very fun.
I could ask some FC mates I know if they're interested, if needed.
Yeah. No.
I get the feeling a lot of us will be busy that week, so maybe the week after.
Yes, yeah. Dane and I will not be here physically able to play, so
yeah,
certainly not until the new year. We wouldn't have definite plans.
I'll be
but sometime in January, we'll probably do that. But other than that, it's just sort of whatever we want. So
Sounds good.
Have a good night, y'all.
Have a good
Have
night.
a good night.
Bye.
I'm probably gonna go take a shower, drag rid of this headache, see where I'm at there.
Okay.
Where we're doing it for you. I guess just poke TK and see if he wants to or not.
Yeah. Yeah, let me.
Because it's not a mandatory day, but I wouldn't mind doing a lockout or so.
Yeah. Sent him a gift. Hopefully he responds back.
Yeah, see what he's doing. I'm gonna try to go with this headache though. I'll message you.
Okay. I am gonna consider if I want to use the Fantasias I got in my Chocobo saddle.
I still got one on my alt actually. I could swap to something else than a Lollipop on this character now.
Yeah. I have like 2 of them. That bothers me more than having 1 of them. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Well, I mean, like I said, it's like, N+ rating doesn't necessarily mean always better.
Alright, have an VC. Probably talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
But the thing, there's one person I can think of in this skill who he usually every season gets way better rating than me. But he just literally doesn't care about criticism. Cues into pokes non-stop.
TK message. I'm gonna keep the stream going for a little bit here since I know not much is gonna be happening. I'm gonna be blunt. I am so used to that being. I'm so used to that not being silent.
I was curious if you were still in chat with the static you run with.
No, yeah, Snubby just hopped out to go take a shower, so.
Okay.
And I'm here debating if I want to use one of the Fantasias to change the Waffle or something else for a bit. And
Gotcha.
then use the other free Fantasia I got.
I'm
later.
gonna wait to hop on the game until we get that answer from Snubby.
Yeah.
Okay?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Once we get that answer, I will hop on.
Yes.
Granted, he says yes. So.
Yeah. Also, I guess Lightspeed does not have good security or good. They're not as good as not getting their stuff leaked as Square Enix is apparently.
Does Lightspeed even discount mana costs at all?
Lightspeed?
Yeah, does it discount mana cost at all?
I don't know.
So, like, when you use Lightspeed, obviously it's instacast.
Mm-hmm.
Is it discounted?
I can hop on Astro right now to check.
I'm just curious.
No, just reduces the cast time for spells by 2.5 seconds.
A small discount would be nice for the mana cost.
Yeah.
A small one would be nice, at least.
Also, I completely forgot how you brought it up that Lightspeed's name not only of the fucking company working on the mobile fucking 14 game, but also a spell or an ability in this game.
Oh, yeah.
I have no idea if you saw that little...
I saw the picture side of it, but I didn't look into it.
Yeah.
I'm not so worried.
Yeah.
We knew this was going to happen, let's be real.
Yeah, I think the biggest concern for it is that Lightspeed, aka the company that is, partially owned by Tencent, because name one mobile company that isn't partially owned by Tencent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're just worried about pay-to-win stuff. But honestly, I think I'll still give the game a shot. Like, it's 14. Like, it's still going to have the good old MQ. Like, what's the worst they can do? Bog down the progression a bit by... after a certain point?
Add an energy system?
Oh, that too. That's also technically. But at the same time, like, I will say this. Going off the screenshots, it doesn't look like there is one, at least off of first glance. There might be one if they actually pulled up the Dungeon Finder menu, or the Dungeon Finder menu, but at least off the screenshots we have seen, it doesn't appear to be one, but aside from that, also, for those who are remotely slightly curious what the fuck me and TK are referring to, some leaks happened involving the Final Fantasy XIV mobile game. For those who are in stream who are curious what the heck me and TK are talking about.
There are many ways to ruin a game, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't worry about it until we know more.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest, because one thing I am slightly curious about is this a sign that we might also be getting 14 Classic? Because...
That's a thought.
Yeah, because we know they're going to start with ARR, Now we know this isn't going to be like a one-to-one like translation of like Realms Reborn back as it was back then into mobile form. We know that. Like there's going to be changes gameplay wise. Also, in one of the screenshots you see MP and HP, but you don't see TP. So it's probably not going to be a one-to-one translation. But they are starting with ARR and they're going to work their way up through the patches. So
I think we already. Okay, so I think we may already have an idea of how they could go about this, but I'm going to reference an entirely different game. So, Dofus has a mobile version and a PC version, but they are wildly different. The mobile version uses a lot of the old system, and the PC version uses a lot of the current stuff for Dofus. But the reason I reference that is the fact that they're done so differently.
right, and yeah, so this might be just another case of like that. Although one thing I'm gonna be honest, I am curious to see how they'll do Dark Knight.
Oh, I say that both games in which I just talked about are both technically pay to win, but they are made quite differently.
Yeah, I know what you meant. But yeah, I am kind of curious to see how they do some of the jobs though in the mobile version. Just to see, like, you know, yeah, it does look like, you know, there's just gonna be like a basic, you know, typical attack button would just be like the basic combo button. Although I did, now mind you, I am going to check the right page to see if somebody has a better translation that isn't Google Translator. But I did ran it through like the picture thing for Google Translator, and it does sound like it's tap target.
I'm going. Okay, I believe it's going to be a simpler rotation. I don't know how you're going to allow such a small screen to have so many buttons on it, you know? I just feel like it's going to be simpler. I'm not entirely sure how else they would do it to make it simpler, personally. Like, sure, they could go all out, because, you know, there are big phones, but that's not everyone.
Yeah, let me send you this. Copy image. This is...
Now, just because something is simple doesn't mean it's homogenized, obviously, you know?
Yeah, I know. But one thing I do want to point out is that...
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, there's that one, and then another one of interest, and
That's, But what I'm gonna say about that picture, though, Yomi, is that that's a lot of your screen being taken up.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, this is also another one I noticed, but I think... Yeah, so... My initial guesstimate is that the, yeah, so, like, there's gonna be, like, an icon there that, like, is, like, the roll icon. Looks to be, like, where the roll actions are held in the potion. And then... Yeah, then around that is the abilities, and... Mind you, we'll have to see how... Some jobs... Yeah, but... Oh no, accidentally tapped into the game. Now it's lagging a little bit because for whatever reason... Okay, come on.
I'm gonna check something.
Yeah.
Did somebody already open the other VC, or... No, it's not Snubby, okay. Now, okay, I say all that. If they were to do it one-to-one via rotation, I know there would still be mobile warriors who are still going to go for it because they will probably put in controller integration. I mean, COD Mobile did that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't actually feel that bad to use controller on mobile. I found that to be interesting, but you get the point. You're shocked me when that worked. They could totally do that for 14 as well. Well, mobile 14. I I don't know about pay to win on a game like this, though. I'm not sure if that would even work necessarily. You know how they've always loved their glamours, though. So, imagine this is like an entirely new account. Or it's like a different type of link where you don't have everything from your other 14 account. So you gotta rebuy all these Moogle items from from the Mog Station.
Yeah, I think that's how they might go about it. Because, let's be honest, there'll be a lot of people who will buy a lot of stuff in the Mog Station.
I would also say that this mobile version is gonna have a better version of the Mog Station, where you hit one button and it's like, okay, put in credit card information, and then just buy straight through the game.
Yeah.
It's what we don't have, for instance.
Yeah.
Because we actually have to go to the website. For them, they could just hit a button and they get it done. Or who knows which system they'll go with? They could just pull up a URL and do it all for them. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that they could make it much easier on the mobile players.
Yeah.
Integrate where they did not with the PC variation,
Yeah. Yeah. One thing I do want to note out with the Bard image I sent you, though.
Yeah.
I noticed that the similar, the similar thing around the roll action thing looks to be around one of the Bard's abilities. So I wonder, if it might work in a similar way where you could tap and hold that one down and see multiple options.
You were talking about Troubadour here, right?
Yeah, Troubadour. Cause I noticed that.
Yeah, it looks like that could also just be the charge system too. But why would you have 3 stacks of Troubadour?
Yeah. Here's another thing I noticed. The job gauge is also a little different.
That is.
Yeah.
Although
Honestly,
that could be just like what the thing I was talking about earlier, where they had to make it simpler.
yeah. Yeah.
Like they might actually be having Bard in this scenario be Ranger.
Perhaps.
I don't know, just a thought, right?
Yeah, it's just a thought. But we'll see. I'm also... generally speaking, I am excited to see what the heck they do. Just to kind of give it a try. And, let's be honest. They can't really ruin, OG14 by just having a crappy mobile port of it.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a crappy mobile port of a good game, but that doesn't mean the good game is ruined by having a crappy mobile port.
Yeah.
The original PC versions, by itself, you can play it just fine with no issues.
My question is this going to be free to play?
That is also my question on the matter.
Because, as you know, the most expensive games are free to play.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll
And
see.
sure, that's always on the theory of you're not getting the full game when you play free to play. Yeah. Obviously. But if someone has the patience, then it's fine, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what they do.
Yeah.
I do feel like, though, that mobile port is probably going to be the closest thing we'll ever get to a FF14 Classic, though.
Maybe. It might give them more data. That might push them to make it, though.
Yeah.
We don't know yet.
Yeah, we also don't know, what substat, if they're going to have, the current substats, or they're going to have the old substats that were around in ARR.
If they want to make it easy, they would just have crit, det, and skill speed. Or spell speed, obviously, in there, too. But
yeah,
if they want to make it easy, they would do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, I'm legit just saying the easiest option here.
Let's be honest, accuracy's not that difficult. It's just figuring out how much you need for a fight.
Yeah.
Because
There are times where you wish you had it, though. And I've seen those niche situations where you're leveling, obviously.
yeah.
And, those come and go. And for the most part, they're just... No, I'm wrong, actually. In Eureka, the wind attribute increases the evasion of enemies. We literally have to use the lost essence of the remembered to hit them every hit.
Yeah.
Or they have to get fainted. And I mean like lost faint, obviously. Or whatnot. But those are the niche situations of accuracy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd be wrong if I didn't discuss both of them there.
Yeah. Well, back there in Heavensward and ARR, accuracy was literally a subset.
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
It was replaced with direct hit.
Yep. Also, did you know that accuracy had different caps to reach depending on if you were trying to hit an enemy from the flank, rear,
Yes.
or front?
Yeah, I saw Xenosis's aggressive video.
Yeah.
He talked about hitting a cap and then switching to something else.
Yeah.
He's talked about a lot of min-maxing about Heavensward.
Yeah.
And I think I'm still understanding just how much he talked about it in the past.
Yeah. Another thing about like min-maxing back in ARR and Heavensward was the fact that if I recall correctly, I might have to go back and check an Idleshire real quick, but I believe like tanks could use certain DPS accessories. Back then.
Okay, you're thinking ARR here, but you're talking about the fact that, and then by the way, they still can. It's striking.
Yeah. Yeah, well, in ARR, that was definitely the case. I know that was the case back in ARR.
Hey, okay, I'm being stupid. Yeah, in Shire Gear, it's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I'm going to double check real quick. Hello,
Unless they fixed it.
hello, random tombstone person. I have, yeah, hold on. Wait, which one was the tank one again?
Tank is fending, and DPS is striking.
Shire Gear doesn't use that naming convention.
I thought it did.
It doesn't, although to be fair, I don't think it matters, because...
Look at the defense stat. That will tell you more than enough.
Okay, the Shire...
Wait, no, that's not right for accessories, is it?
Yeah, I was about to say, everything's one.
Look at the stats. You might notice that one's worse than the other. In most situations, the tank one's gonna be worse. Most situations.
Okay. Alright. So top one never category. I had to double check by finding a piece of tenacity on one of these pieces. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, back in Heavensward they could use like DPS accessories to lower their vitality, but at the cost of increasing... Now mind you, I don't think the part they fixed is probably, that actually mattering.
You know what's really funny?
What?
Casters would do the opposite. For prog. Only for prog.
Yeah.
Casters would do the opposite, where they would actually meld vitality.
Yeah.
Because the raid wides would hit so hard.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, when it comes to like... Yeah, but yeah, tanks would... Now it doesn't matter because they both have like strength and vitality. Right.
We also don't have that option anymore.
Oh, I found Sarah. Give any about to her.
Well, you are correct.
This
Oops, I forgot to-
randomly walking around, and I find Sarah just chilling on a pillar. I'm like, oh, hello there, friend. But yeah. Yeah, that was some min-maxing stuff, and like usually for progression tanks would like wear higher fit gear until they found a point of like, oh yeah, now we could take some of this vitality gear off because now we could push for damage because we know like.
Well, okay, so when it comes to min-maxing, you also have the Stormblood situation where it was. It's not a matter of min-max. It's a matter of, oh my god, why am I missing main stat in Stormblood?
Yeah, and Storeblood was that case. Back in Heavensward and Heavensward, it was more of. I know this was the case in ARR, but Heavensward's a little bit of a maybe one. So anyone who actually played during that period can feel free to correct me if I got this data collection of mine incorrect. But in ARR, at least, what tanks would do is find like, okay, I think a good example, like one of his aggressive tank guides back then was like, all right, we only need 7,500 HP to survive stuff. Okay, we'll get enough vitality for that, and then we'll dedicate some main stat melds and stuff to getting more strength to help increase our damage output.
That sounds like you're going in the right direction, at least.
Yeah. Mind you, I'm pretty sure it's also complicated with like substats and yada yada. But that is like the general gist of it. It's like people would get to the vitality point that they need to be at to survive the raid, or survive whatever they need to survive in the raid, and then they would meld more offensive stats.
Yeah, there you go. That's the wording.
Yeah, more offensive stats. Let it be determination, crit.
Well, actually, they didn't have direct hit.
Yeah,
that's so ingrained in my head now. I still can't believe it. Still hits me weird that warriors are melding direct hit still.
Yeah.
It's just I'm still not used to that.
Yeah. They actually made direct hit.
Even though that was literally done last expansion, it still hits me weird.
Yeah, midway through last expansion too, must I add.
Yeah.
So it's like, God, I do feel like 7.2 is one that developers are definitely gonna pick up the slack with balancing, and we're probably gonna get some interesting changes.
Although, out of all the changes right now, I think the elephant in the room is clearly Pictomancer.
Yeah, my question is, I did some more research on the ultimate situation, and to put it bluntly, Pictomancer's kit is literally made in a way where they're getting free damage in the ultimate. Like, yes, because the whole painting thing, doing that during the downtime phases literally nets you free damage during the actual phases where you have to DPS. Like it saves you, it saves you having, not having to paint. Or at least saving how many times you do have to paint the portrait things or the motifs during moments where you have to DPS the boss is definitely pretty huge for Picto.
Not to mention if they're if they technically get screwed by I guess the word is technically get screwed over by a mechanic whenever they just can't paint. They have Swiftcast.
Yeah.
Because it's technically a spell.
Yep.
Well, it is a spell.
Yep.
Granted, I'd rather Swiftcast be used as like a...
Yeah.
I'd rather the Swiftcast be used on a Rainbow Drip as the boss runs away. Yeah. But that's my way of looking at it, because I think it's six-sided star,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it's definitely a case. Yeah, so that definitely helps Pictomancer out. Pictomancer also, for whatever reason, got some potency buffs going from the Mediator to the actual expansion release. So, yeah. I mean...
Oh, I heard that from Mr. Happy as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Potency's went up by 300.
Yeah. There were some potency increases. I actually went back to like the old Mediator screenshots if you have like this wall of abilities. And yeah, some of them did get a potency increase. All the motif ones I think got a potency increase of 100. The Revenge of Madame got an increase of 100. The Star Plasm had an increase of 100. So it's like there were several like big profile damage nukes during your burst window got buffed by 100.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So I guess the question is how bad they're gonna nerf Pit-Demacer. Which I'm gonna make it clear, like regardless of how much we think Pit-Demacer needs to be nerfed, which is quite a bit right now. I don't think it should be like. I don't want them to go down to physical range DPS territories. I just want.
Oh God, no.
Yeah,
They should be in the middle. They need to be in the. Okay, so. Personally, I want them below Black Mage in the categories that they're above them in. But maybe they should beat them in RDPS.
Yeah.
Now, how much of a nerf that is, I don't know.
Yeah. One thing I do want to point out, as my opinion, I want them to get what I like to call slap on the wrist nerf. Basically a 1 to 2%. But also buff everybody else by like 1 to 2% too.
Yes.
Like I think nerfing
latter, there is a secondary option, and that is to lower the ultimate bosses by about 2.5%.
Yeah.
On health.
Yeah, at least that first phase. God, that first phase was so bad.
They'll have to do it to all of them because it only gets harder. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, here's the thing. The first like 2 phases definitely like really benefits Pit-Demacer a lot.
If we don't have Pit-Demacer, we have to melee LB, man.
Yeah, quite literally, but it's also a deal of like, you know, some jobs perform better when they actually can have full uptime on the boss. Cough, cough, Viper on phases 3 and 5 specifically. Because from what I've heard, Viper does actually start to overtake Pit-Demacers during those phases. Like, not like total, like throughout the entirety of the raid damage, but at least like during those phases, that's when Viper, like some other jobs start to kind of overtake a little. If they have the DPS in the first place to do so. Yeah, yeah. Although I do want to say how hilarious how, you know, because looking at the Savage, like, statistics, like, at best, it's like, maybe be like, okay, Pit-Demacer is doing okay, but it isn't, like, doing as aggressively well as it is in Ultimates. So, like, you know, going off of that, you would just assume, like you probably just have to buff some people. Buff some of the other jobs, but, you know, Pit-Demacer is fine. But then you go to Ultimates, and then it's like, oh.
It's because the damage check is just so much higher in Ultimate. That's why I'm saying
it's also
if they were to instead just nerf the damage required. Like, we can't skip mechanics.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, is that
like, they didn't pull a T.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I also want to add this real quick. It's also the damage profile, too, of the fights. Because, like I said earlier, like, those fights allow Pit-Demacer to get free DPS because they can paint their motifs during downtime phases. Unlike the other jobs that have to do similar stuff. Like the closest one that could have to do something similar to that right now is Samurai and I guess Reaper with Soul.
Soul, yeah.
Yeah, so, but Samurai's the better example. But even they have to stand still for like a solid, like, what, 15 seconds to get the full value of meditation.
I gotta ask, what's the cooldown on meditation?
Let me check real quick.
Also, you can't do your thing while moving.
No.
Well, Pit-Demacers have the option of swift cast.
No, we can't move and meditate at the same time.
That's what I'm saying. You can't.
Oh, okay. It sounds like you said you can for some reason.
Oh, okay. I said while Pictos have swift casts.
Oh, yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what's your cooldown on meditation?
60 seconds. So, theoretically, if used aggressively...
It was 120.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it got dropped this. But yeah. Hold up, let me see the thing. Triggers the cooldown of weapon skills upon execution, and cannot be executed during the cooldown of weapon skills. Okay, basically saying that yes, this is an ability. No, it's not off the GCD.
I might be thinking of some boomer numbers.
Yeah, it might have been 2 minutes ages.
Because I remember whenever your meditation, well... yeah, so you remember when Shoha was basically just never used?
Oh, Shoha. Oh, God.
You need 5 stacks of meditation, and you're going to take full downtime while doing it, and there will never be a fight that allows you to do it either.
Twin Tanya was cool. Like, you literally the only time you got to ever get fucking meditation stacks before they reworked it to how we know it today on Samurai was during downtime phases, and it's like, oh god, that feels so bad. Thank God they changed that super quickly.
Well, and it wasn't just any downtime phases. You needed a seriously downtime phase.
Yeah, you need one of
Like-
15 seconds.
Yeah. Not only that, but one where you don't have to move.
Which is just ridiculous. Oh my god. Shoha, before they fucking changed it, was the worst. It was literally the worst, and then they reworked it, and now it's like the best ability in their kit.
Yeah.
Well, not,
Because it's tied to Madare and double Madare, yeah?
yeah, yeah, at the time it was tied to double Madari because we didn't do like a bazillion Madaris the minute.
Yeah. Now it feels fantastic.
Yeah. I will say it is no longer tied to the copy Madari, but aside from that one issy bitsy downside, it's like it still feels fantastic to use. Like, even if they did like remove that back in Endwalker. Like, yeah. Although to be fair, we do probably more Madaris than we did Darren Shadowbringer, so I think that was a reasonable change for them to make.
Because you have 2 of the freeform actions now, don't you?
Yeah, we had 2.
The freeform attacks.
Yeah, you had 2 charges of Mekio Sushi.
Yeah.
So like that was a massive thing, which helped out a lot. Yeah, I remember, I think it was Almina complaining about it. My response was like, you do get like the same amount of like Shoha stacks, like at just as often as you did before. So it's like yeah, it doesn't give you any Shoha stacks anymore or meditation stacks, but it's also like it doesn't matter because you're getting the same amount just as fast as you did before.
I think the only real type of samurai that should be complained about, and no, I'm not bringing up Chitin, I'm bringing up its little brother, is the Sagan rotation. That shit was hard.
Yeah, honestly, like people,
and no one even talks about Sagan anymore.
Yeah,
I seem to be like one of the only people who remember it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like people who complain about Chitin, like I get where they're coming from, but here's the thing. If I don't see them also complain about Shagan, I'm gonna give them a look of okay, especially when they get into the complexity point, because it's like, oh, you want to talk about complicated? You want to talk about complicated? Then learn how fucking Shagan worked and how samurais had to utilize it. Then tell me about complicated and tell me about Chitin. Because trust me, Shagan put Titan to Shagan literally put Chitin's complexity to shame, because Chitin was literally, if you are like very concerned that you would misuse your gauge properly, it's like just wait until you're done building Madari, Chitin the Madari, and then use the Shagan.
Yeah,
so that,
but
like
it was still more complicated than Chitin.
Yeah, it literally was like. It's like where were you? Like maybe I missed the backlash when like Dawn Trail came out, or not Dawn Trail came out, but when Endwalker came out. Maybe like I missed the whole drama about that before Endwalker came out or after Endwalker came out, whenever that happened, if it did happen. But it's like where were you guys when Shagan got removed? Like Shagan's literally Chitin, like is more complicated to use than Chitin. Although, to be fair, people also loved Chitin for the cool animation, how it made the job feel so much more unique compared to other jobs. So there's also that to be added into the discussion, but it's also like, yeah, I do think the complexity one was a little bit kind of, I should say my usual statement is like, okay, maybe I'm a bit more of a veteran, or was at the time, more of a veteran samurai player, but the stuff is not that complicated. It's not that complicated to use, guys. Like, it only gets complicated in the 2-minute burst window. That's because of how many times you have to use it.
Doesn't Samurai have a stupid amount of buttons now, too?
Yeah, we got quite a bit.
I think you have, like, don't you have the most buttons on your hotbar of all jobs right now?
Probably. I would not be shocked if that was true. Yeah, but I mean that's also like assuming you don't take advantage of the whatchamacallit system. The action change system. Although to be fair, for whatever reason, we only got one of those in the entire kit.
Yeah.
Like it's literally Zenshin on Iki Shoten.
Oh,
God, weird hiccups.
ugh, I just burped. My bad.
Oh, you're good.
But yeah, you're right. Interestingly, if they were to just so for level 110, I think all they'd really have to do is give you a 10% bonus and just make chitin free this time around.
Yeah.
I think that would be enough to keep you guys up to date, even if you were to go to a new patch, even. Except for it would be one use. Okay, so imagine you use chitin, and it's like a 15-second buff, and it gives you 10% more damage. Yes, that is broken, but imagine you're going into level 110, and that's all you get.
I mean, use it on the Tendo Madaris, and that literally turns a guaranteed crit.
Oh, sorry. You also get a second stack of third eye.
A second? Okay, that one I think is might be a little busted, especially since short eye is a 15-second cooldown, good sir.
Yes.
That might be a little busted. Calm down, good sir.
Yes, but I am talking about like those being the only things you get for level 110. No potency buffs outside all of that.
I don't think that might be the case. I think they might give us something else aside from that. But
they would obviously think of something else. I'm just like, I'm like free balling here, man.
I do think that if they do give us a second charge of third eye, they're going to reduce the cooldown. I'm just gonna say it right now, or
make it be your only buff,
or increase third eye's cooldown, because they're it's like. Yeah, that thing, it's like 15-second cooldowns already like seem very aggressive use.
Maybe not if it's a level 110 trait.
Even then, like third eye is already like they could give you an idea, dude. Like it is literally used off cooldown the moment.
I mean, that's how I used to use it. Hell, I'm the one who talks about Sagan so much.
Yeah. Like, that's, like, I mean, yeah, you know how aggressively we used third eye back then? Like, it's going to be basically the same story now with, like, the 10 gauge increase. Like, it's still used as aggressively. Like, it's...
Yeah.
I don't think, like, they will go in that direction because I think having a second charge might be... They're also
it's just like a simple buff is what I was getting at there. Like, they don't have to do much more, and also I'm touching on another issue entirely.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold up.
There is extreme button bloat. Oh, sorry, what?
Did you mean like second seconds and you get 2 stacks of third eye for using one of it, or 2 charges?
2 charges.
Okay, just wanted to verify that because those are 2 completely different things.
Yes. 2 charges. If it was 2 stacks that happened at the same time, you would need I want to say a pulsating AoE for it to work.
Yeah, either
that idea is not a bad idea either, but it makes it a little bit more niche, which isn't really a bad thing.
Yeah, either
it would also be a buff. So
yeah, either that or here's the idea: they make it so that when you get hit the first time, you get the usual HP restorative and damage reduction effect, but you also get another 4-second usage. That doesn't give you gauge, doesn't give you the heal over time effect. It's literally just there as a...
I can't believe you got Merciful Eyes back.
Did you forget about that part of Third Eye? The new one?
I can't believe you got Merciful Eyes back, man.
It never left. It never left. Maybe that's what we're getting next expansion. It's just some form of Shagan.
They could bring it back.
I mean, one expansion we get Merciful Eyes, the next one we get freaking Shagan.
I'm going to throw this out there though. I want it to be free of the Kenki cost this time. Because that was Sagan. I love the move. I really do. It's like the closest thing we had to a parry.
Yeah.
But it was so picky.
Yeah, it was.
Like the usage on it was so picky, and if you used it in the wrong time in your burst phase, you ruined your burst.
Yeah, I do want to say this real quick. I am perfectly fine with like higher skill ceiling stuff in a game,
Yeah.
and I do think Shaker was perfect at that. But it was also.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But it was also, good because it was good at his job. Shocker, it's very picky with how you want to use it.
Yeah.
But
Like if I recall, you hated that. You hated using that move.
yeah, I prefer personally not to. But if I'm gonna be honest, if they do bring it back and look at its old way with the cost, I do think they'll have to increase the costs to 30.
Mm-hmm.
Because it'll still make a situation, and they'll probably have the potency be like 310.
Oh.
So it's
I
like,
have another idea.
yeah, so like it's still positive, but like if I do my math right, it's still only positive by 50.
Okay, different idea.
Hmm.
What if it's the same cost as Shinten, but has 100 potency more?
Where's the downside? State it real quick, because I know there's a downside to that.
There's if we're talking level 110, I don't really think it's a downside that we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Because I'm talking about there not being almost any bonuses to your level 110 kit.
Okay, let me clarify. What's the cooldown?
You could technically say that, okay, so what if you got a second charge of Feint? But I don't know if that's the right play.
Yeah.
But that's
okay.
like, that's not even damage, that's healing.
Yeah. Also, something I do want to clarify. What's the cooldown?
Oh, I would probably keep it the same in that situation.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's another thing I want to point out when we talk about like having Shagan in the game is like if it's the same cost as Shinten or free.
Oh, it would require a third eye pop, obviously.
Yeah, I mean it will obviously require third eye pop, but aside from that, what would its own personal cooldown be?
15 seconds. That's what it used to be. But it never actually mattered because
Yeah.
it was the same cooldown as third eye, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think it was 15 seconds. I could be wrong, and it'd just be 3 seconds.
If you want, I can bring up the good old-fashioned Wayback Machine.
You could totally if you want to.
Wayback.
But it's real simple, so go for it.
Actually, hold up. I've literally looked at the Dark Knight Job Guide website enough times to have it be up in the search thing. Well, I should just do that and just go straight to fucking Samurai.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, 2. Okay. Okay, Shotbringers, I can tell because there's only 4 melees.
Yeah. You can do Shadowbringers or you can do Stormblood.
Yeah, I'm doing Shadowbringers because that was like the latest version of the ability you and I will be remembering.
Yes.
Okay, Shagan. It was 1 second.
Oh, okay. But the main thing is it required the pop of the third eye, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, the only possible issue, once again, I would have that iteration is, you're practically, yeah. I think it will lose some of the charm as previous Shagan's my concern, because the issue with how we use third eye now is that we're using it so aggressively to the point where you're expected to use that thing like as often as you can. Third eye's often.
Okay, so you're correct that you'd lose part of the charm, but the question is, are we valuing skill difficulty with Kenki more, or are we valuing the fact that you actually just got a third eye pop more? That's the main question here. Is like, which one are we valuing here? Because if we're talking about skill expression, you would lower the potency and let it happen more often because of third eye, or you can just have it be a higher potency attack. Let it replace Shinten, which, by the way, technically, if your third eye were to pop, your Shinten could just turn into Sagan.
Yeah, technically.
And this could be some sort of ability that's our trait you get, that
Yeah.
anytime your third eye pops, your Shinten turns into Seiken. And it
Yeah.
just does 100 more potency.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely the case. Another thing I do want to mention is that the buff that gave you access to it was 15 seconds.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, I'm
if
just
you were to remove the skill expressants, because back then we had Merciful Eyes or Seiken, remember?
yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I think people, at least a good portion of the community now, would probably like to see jobs get more complicated, even if it means a more higher skill ceiling or higher skill floor of a job, because some of them are. And to be fair, like if anyone has that opinion, I completely agree because the jobs right now are a bit too homogenized. It feels like.
Yeah.
Like in my opinion, like maybe if this was like an
Oh.
expansion where things were less homogenized, then maybe that would be a fine change. But
I just got a crazy idea.
but in the current state 14, I think would definitely probably like things to be less.
I just got a crazy idea.
Hmm.
What if you okay, so Seigen's in the game.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say that. But instead, and go and let me finish whenever I start talking about this.
Yep.
It will do 700 potency with no Kenki cost, but it requires 3 third eye pops. Hence the idea of third eye being used thrice.
Ah. Oh. Okay. So it's like
Now,
it's like
you could totally say that for a burst window.
Yeah.
Or you could use it willy-nilly and probably get some extra use out of it.
Yeah, that sounds like a good old classic, whatchamacallit. Kind of like meditation stacks on how they are right now.
Well, you see, there's a little idea there, at least.
Yeah.
It's like it's a different play on the idea of third eye.
Yeah.
I would also say that the Seigen animation should be made a little bit more flashy.
Yeah.
Or maybe you can use a singular stack of a third eye.
Yeah.
If the fight has more than 3 AoEs, that does less than Seigen, you know.
Yeah.
Or does less than Shinten, sorry. We can go in that direction, you know.
Yeah. One thing I will want to say, I think they should make both Shinten and Shinten's animation flashy too, man. It is, the basic stab is just a basic stab.
Yeah.
Like, come on, like, give Shinten something. Make it a little bit more. Like, the animation looks like there's a little bit more.
How about an animation update for level 110?
Yeah, that'd be nice. And also maybe, like...
We got it from Madare, right?
Yeah. I mean, pretty much. And also, like, a potency boost with it, too, when you use it with, well, you know, with the buff granted by Mekio Sushi.
Yeah. We just gotta be careful because then all the other jobs have to go up as well at the same rate. Because then you're gonna have an extreme imbalance.
Yeah.
And, you know, we don't... I'm all down for Samurai to be really strong because it's a selfish DPS, but it cannot go wild.
Yeah. I mean, the same has to be said about Viper and Black Mage, too. Like, like, you know, it'd be nice for them to go to, you know, it's, like, nice to have them have, like, really high potencies and do, like, really insane damage, but it's also, like, we can't let them go too wild.
I want to say the same for Machinist, but right now, I don't even think it's doing selfish numbers.
I think the biggest
Rip.
scare should be
Which is kind of sad. You know they're actually not beating Reaper, right?
Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah, Machinist, I don't know what's going on over there with Machinist. It's like, I mean, I get it's a fizz range, but like, being a fizz range hasn't, roll-wise, hasn't really mattered for your DPS for like ages, it feels like.
And how much movement does Pictomancer have? Like, think about its hammer. It has 3 of them. It's got a ton of stuff it can be moving around while doing.
Here's another good comparison. Summoner.
Yeah. Well, actually, hold on. Summoner's really weak, though. I think that might be the wrong way.
Well, but still, like, movement-wise, though, it is basically a fizz range almost, with like a couple casts here and there.
Yeah.
Like, it is more or less a fizz range, which is how much mobility you got. And
Whenever, you know what's funny is we make this little comparison, it brings up the idea of turning off the res, like I was talking about before. I wish we could do that.
Yeah.
Turn off the res, gain a whole bunch of potency on Red Mage.
Also,
I'd return if we had that.
Also, I don't know why when you said turn off the res, I just thought of thought of something. I thought of to myself when I told you about the whole thing that Echo was planning with the Viper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because one thing I actually thought of like as a bit of a counter argument to something you say, taking out a Red Mage for a Viper might be a show of confidence from them. Like
That's true.
Like that should
Like,
that
look at us. We did it with double caster.
yeah, like it'll be cool. It could be cool if they did it with double caster, but at the same time, Red Mage also has Verres.
Yep, and with those damage downs, a weakness is way better than damage down.
Yeah, but switching to a Viper could be them basically saying that yeah, we're confident enough that we feel like we won't need the Verres from a Red Mage.
Yes, but it's still a flex that they can still do it with their damage.
Yeah.
So-
I still think it's still pretty nice that they.
You see, that's the way I want things to be looked at here. Cause
Yeah.
that's how I want it to.
Yeah. Also,
I wanted them to have confidence with having a Red Mage instead of, oh, we gotta take in a Viper instead.
Yeah.
This lost confidence that we run into sometimes, especially in PF, is so
Yes. Also,
draining.
Also, one last little piece of context I do want to mention: they weren't using they weren't using a DPS meter at all during progression. They had to literally eyeball their damage the old-fashioned way.
I mean, Zeno has told me all about that in the past because he had to do that for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think he still does it just out of muscle memory.
Yeah.
Did you ever get a message from Snubby, by the way?
Not yet. I can kind of give him a poke.
Okay.
The old-fashioned poke of giving him the hug gif. I mean, that head gif is more of a poke. It's way more than a poke, but hey, I mean, it's whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a prod, right?
Yeah. just let him know there. Yeah, there's a decent chance he might be still in the shower.
That's all good. That's all good.
Yeah.
I'm just worried. That's all.
Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, I do think that's probably why maybe assume this. By the way, what I'm about to say is under the assumption like this is something they thought about maybe doing like towards the end of the night before they went to bed, when they were on the final phase. They could have been, because sometimes it's hard to gauge like, okay, how much DPS do we need here when you don't have the meter, when you don't know like how off are you from the actual check. Like, it can be hard to gauge that, so that might be where the idea popped up from. Which, to be fair, from a team that has 7 out of 8 other raiders in person, where there's only one dude potentially unaccounted for, and we have no logs from the team, so there's a decent chance that person was not using ACT. The one person that was not accounted for. And like all of them are pretty much running no add-ons, which once again the only one being unaccounted for is like one of them, I think. So under the assumption going off of the rest of the team that nobody on it's using third-party tools of any kind, like I don't blame them for considering the idea, but it is still cool that they did get the clear without it, because I think that is definitely a good. Because it is also like, yeah, we didn't need the Viper yet.
Them doing that is probably what's making it where PF isn't always locking Pictomancer. There is a lot of Pictomancer locking, but it's not as prevalent as it could have been.
Yeah. Also, direct quote from... Let me stop the auto run. In game. Direct quote from Snubby. Headache didn't get any better, so I think I'm going to try and get some sleep.
Okay, I'm going to send him a message real quick.
Yeah.
Gosh darn it, there you are.
Okay. Yeah.
There we go. I sent him a gif of the sick cat in bed. And yeah, I obviously told him to feel better.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's a lot of different ways to go about everything. I just, I'm very curious how they're gonna do it. You know?
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I think like job change wise is like 8.0 is definitely going to be an interesting time to think about or to see what they do. Also, I have a current tinfoil hat theory going on when it comes to jobs.
Oh.
Because one thing I notice is that even though like jobs have been getting easier over the course, past Heaven's Ward, we didn't really like went full swing into like what I would call like the current era of job design until Shadowbringers.
Yeah.
And you could argue that Heaven's Ward, Stormblood, and ARR was its own period of job design.
Yeah.
So here's the tinfoil hat. Dawn Trail is the third expansion, or it's the second expansion after Shadowbringers. The next one will basically be a one that'll sort of do basically what Shadowbringers did when we got it at the time, which is usher in like a new era of job design that was different from the last one in some way.
I'll be game for that.
Yeah, because if that's so, then that might be like it'll make sense with the pattern because like even though Shadowbringers wasn't full swing, like a lot of the stuff we saw in Endwalker and now definitely were stuff that kind of was set in motion during Shadowbringers, whether we like to admit it or not, especially the DPS side of it. So I do
Not to mention, people talk about dark arts, but what's the difference between dark arts and Edge of Shadow?
Fair enough. Although I will say this, Dark Arts had a better animation.
I agree. That it did. It was edgy as all get out.
That is honestly, I would not mind Edge of Shadow so much if it didn't have the weak ass slash animation. God, that animation sucks. I do not like it. I do not like it. It is so simple. It is so basic. I do not like it. I know it has that little after effect when you hit a target. That is not good enough. We need something better. Either give us
Where would we put that? Or I want to say it could give Dark Knights a variation of Chitin, but at the same time, it's like
that was Dark Arts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and also one thing I want to point out real quick, and this is something I still find very interesting to this day, both Dark Arts and Dark Passenger, they do not have the question mark on their icons. They're still crossed out regularly. Unlike Plunge.
Well, my thought here is how would you go about that without just having it spammed on certain buttons? Well, it would get spammed on certain buttons, obviously.
I mean, do I need to remind you of the classic button of choice for Dark Arts at the time, which was always to prioritize it on Carve and Spit because of the massive increase of potency? Went from 100 to 450.
Yeah.
Like that was a massive one. Like if you did not,
I don't want it to be like Life Surge, but my thought there was, what if Dark Arts caused a healing effect instead? That way people don't think about it as damage, and it would also be free from the mana gauge, maybe.
Yeah.
I know there'd be a lot of people upset about it, but at the same time, it's like, do we really want something else on the mana gauge?
Here's another idea somebody had, which was to put it on the blood gauge, but also put a cooldown on it.
But also, one downside. Upheaval. We've had this before.
Yeah. But
it just wasn't on Dark Knight.
Yeah, well, I think the idea around the putting on the blood gauge was also, God, I think it was, what was the name of that one content creator? It's like a zero something. Hold up, let me look him up.
Oh, hold on. We could actually just have a new gauge. Hold on. What if we had a new gauge that was based around spending mana?
Okay, Azurite TV, or Zero Rate TV. That's the name of the YouTube.
I might have seen that video actually.
Yeah, he had a suggestion for it, and I think part of it was to have like some damage increasing effect for Edge of Shadow and Flood of Shadow. That would be enough to actually make it worth the 50 gauge you would have to use use it for.
Question for you.
Hmm.
Okay, when you do your opener, how many Edge of Shadows do you do?
I think it's about roughly 5 to 6.
Okay, how many Edge of Shadows do we do in the downtime?
1 at most.
1 at most. Okay.
1 at most. 1 at most, if 0.
And then on our reopener, we do 5 again, right?
Yeah, we do 5. I think it's like every. I believe how it is. It's like they're in every 2-minute ish / opener burst window. It is 5, and every 1-minute burst window it is 3.
Okay.
And then during
weird idea.
Mm-hmm.
What if what if you had another gauge that was like these little sword icons that were going around your bar, and it was 5 swords.
Okay.
If you used 5 Edge of Shadows or Flood of Shadows, whatever,
Yeah.
you would get a super Flood of Shadow, and it was actually Dark Arts, and it was you would do your animation of Dark Arts, but you would do like 500 potency around you.
Here's a
free of the mana gauge.
Here's a cooler idea. You do the Dark Arts animation while you're in the air. You go.
But it would be the equivalent of Communio, but on yourself.
If I can also say this real quick, a bit of another idea.
Yeah.
In the same direction. You know, the Dark Arts animation plays, but then right as it about to reach his air, or right as you're in the air, the Dark Knight suddenly grabs both the blades, holds them upwards, and when they come back to the ground, they immediately basically do. Basically the Dark Passenger blade animation with a lot more oomph to it, and then just basically this Dark Passenger on fucking steroids, just animation plays out.
Mm-hmm.
Basically same thing, but works. Actually, I think Shadowbringers might be basically Dark Passenger on steroids. Let me find a random target on me to hit. Could be wrong about that statement.
Are you sure Stubby said that he feels too sick, by the way?
Yeah, he said headache didn't get any better, so I think I'm gonna try and get some sleep.
Okay. Well, he just told me 3 pills of PM Tylenol should do the trick, yeah? And I said that's gonna also hit you like a truck.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I'm wrong to say that, because it's gonna knock him the fuck out. That's what it's gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to get some sleep and get better.
Yeah.
So, makes sense.
But that's when I say hit him like a truck, I'm not just talking about him falling asleep. By the way, that's gonna hit his liver. Or I don't remember where the Tylenol hits. I don't remember. I know that different pills hit different zones or areas, but I thought the liver was like the main one that got hit. So I would definitely need someone to correct me on that specific.
You know, I remember Xenosis making a comparison between Dark Passenger and Flood of Darkness, or Shadowbringers.
I can't tell you. Weird. Okay, Dark Passenger's ringing a bell, but it's not hitting me on the animation. Which one was it?
It was the one.
I don't know why.
It's the one where you kind of brought the dark. Actually, hold on. Let me see if I can find a removed
action. Okay.
Yeah, removed actions video.
I don't know why the animation's not hitting.
Designed TG.
Whoops, that's an old video I had running in the background before I paused it. Do not mind what you heard, folks. Just something I had on pause earlier.
Oh, yeah, don't forget you need to probably do something so you don't run into... yeah, make sure you do something you don't run into an issue. Also, having 10 seconds of a video up is fine,
it's
by
like
the way.
It was like a second at best.
Oh, no, you're good. I'm just saying 10 seconds is fine, if I recall correctly.
Let's see here.
Actually, I think on Twitch you're just perfectly fine, now that I think about it. It's YouTube whenever that they get more picky.
Okay, here we go.
I think.
Okay, literally 2 seconds into this video, and it plays the Dark Passenger ability.
Okay. I need to get more pause time anyway, so I'll save and quit what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah, it had a basic, like, actual attack animation to it. but it got very well compared to Shadowbringers on release, which I don't get why, because Shadowbringers is a stab, while that one has a stab to it.
Why does this remind me of just a better Flood of Shadow?
Because it is. It genuinely is. But yeah, when I was talking like a more oomph to the animation, I was talking like the actual sword swing before the actual, like, you know, dark balls show up. Dark orb things show up. But yeah, and let's be honest, as much as it might be not MP efficient, who doesn't want to use Dark Passenger on or Dark Arts Dark Passenger just because it just be cool. Also, hold up, is it MP efficient? I mean, it costed twice as much MP. Yeah, they did have the same MP cost at the time at like 200, 400, or 2,400 MP, and I mean, it was 280. It was literally 140, which was literally on average with like most other stuff that used Dark Arts, with the exception of Carven's Bed. So I think it might have been MP. Like, I think it might have just been MP. Like, it was a massive waste of MP, but it's, you know, let's be honest, back there in Shadowbringer, or back there in Stormblood, who fucking cares? Because, like, Darkseid didn't boot you out.
Yeah.
So.
If I recall, it's all about, spend everything while you can because you have the mana. Because your mana was always draining, remember?
Yeah, but not there in Stormblood, because they removed the drain effect.
Right.
And the booting you out effect. It was literally, I believe, your mana could not, like, it could not, basically you didn't get mana ticks, I believe is what it was back during Stormblood. Because I think that was the downside, was that, like, yeah, you weren't booted out, you didn't have to worry about the drain effect, but you couldn't also naturally generate your MP the old-fashioned, just letting it go up. You had to rely on Siphon Strike and other sources, like, you know, Blood Weapon and
I have this rather weird thought. You remember how Bard could give the party mana and TP?
Dark Knight was unaffected if they were under the effect of Darkseid.
I know, this is off topic.
Okay.
Okay, let's forget the TP part of that.
Yeah.
Imagine that Machinist was able to give the party mana. I don't know how they would do that via animation, but...
Yeah, I don't know how to...
And obviously Black Mages wouldn't be affected, obviously.
Yeah. I think the big one, at least going by how jobs are designed right now, that'll be affected, might be probably Dark Knight. Because, like, none of the other healers or caster DPS really get anything from having extra MP, except for, oh, okay, now I could just, you know, pull back or hold
Have you seen how much how mana starved healers are in this ultimate?
Oh, I have not. Okay, that's news to me.
Well, I just recall some of my friends were watching someone go through the ultimate, and the white mage got mana starved.
Oh.
I assume that they were being inefficient, I'm going to assume here. But I'm trying to increase the niche for Machinist here. If they're really going to make Machinist be a support, you know,
I mean, I think they just... Yeah.
Not supportive, but support. Well, is that correct? Is that correct term?
I mean, technically, the whole...
I might have that flipped, actually.
The whole Fizz range role as a whole is supposed to be, like, a supportive role, but... Right now, we got freaking Pictomancer throwing a wrench into that.
Yeah.
With it having...
I'm just trying to... I'm trying to figure out how to make Machinist fit better. If they really don't want to give us damage, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to make the joke of just buff Machinist by, like 8 to 10%.
That... I'm not opposed to that. But it could be too much. Which is the scary part.
I mean, you're not wrong, yeah.
Because I'm all for playing the best job in the game, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to say, oh, make me the most overpowered motherfucker in the entire game. Like, let's be real, and that's just not reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think they kind of need to. Oh, God. Yeah, the phys range tax, like, I know it's probably back in effect because, downtime is something that they have to be worried about, but it's like, it's weird with, like, phys ranges right now because, like, yeah, like, it's something like, in most fights, like, phys ranges do have, like, something over melees now because, we can't be guaranteed uptime all the time anymore.
Mhm.
But it's also, it's also weird because it's like, their mobility is also just not valued enough in the game too, because like other casters have similar level of mobility, and it's weird. I honestly I think, and I think this change would work especially well with machinists. Give us back old Gus Round or some variation of that whole thing with Gus Round they had back there in
Oh.
Heaven's Ward. I think, and maybe make it so that with reduced movement speed, you are allowed to move while casting the thing.
Yes. Give us back. Yes. Make Machinist the caster.
Yeah, I mean it would make sense too. It's like, oh, you're just loading a shot into your or you're just loading a gadget or a very powerful. Yeah. You're readying up a very powerful gadget that you're about to fire at the enemy. It would make sense thematically for machinists if you make it in the context of a gadget, or hell, you could just make all your gadgets just have like a wind up time, like overclock. You don't know what
Yeah.
overclock is mechanically. Like just have it be like, oh, now you have this ability where you can like, overclock. You can overclock.
You want to know what you could do? What could be done on the back end? Give us back our old bishop, but make it something different, so that we can put a debuff on the boss.
Yeah.
Every 120.
Ah.
I'm not asking for 5%. I'm asking for 2%.
Yeah, that's something else I could do too. Or something
Because that would actually give us tax, and that would make us the same as the others.
Yeah. 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 Though honestly, yeah, I do feel like if they do like the casted ability angle, I feel like that'd be a perfect excuse for them to say, well, yes, Machinist is a physical range by role, but because they do have to cast abilities in order to do the most optimal damage, we decided to let them do more closer to melee level damage.
I'm gonna take this a step further. I want the PvP version of casted. It would still stay physical range, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
You've played Machinist in PvP, right?
Is it the one where it's like you can cast while moving simultaneously?
Yes, but you're really slow.
Yeah, that's what I was going for earlier too.
Yes, that's perfect.
Yeah, that was like my angle, like it would still have like extra value for fist range, or at least 8 DPS in the fist range rule. Like I said, you can do it via like the overclock idea I had. Like, oh, you press overclock and now you're trying to, you're overclocking all your gadgets.
Yes.
Which allows them to do like much more potency, but now they also have to be casted as a drawback. Like it, hey, gives you the massive damage buff and you got the casted thing too.
Yeah. That's one way to go about it.
Yep.
I don't... Personally, I just feel like Machina should be in the middle of the melees.
Yeah, it should be at least in there with it should be like with them. Like it shouldn't be like below. Like at worst, it should always be like the gatekeeper. It's like, oh, you want to do as much as a melee? Well, you have to do more than me first. Bare fucking minimum. Bare minimum. That's just where Machinist should be. Bare minimum. But it should be always like either in the melee or at that territory.
And the main reason I say the debuff idea is to bring that back is because Bard is actually ahead of both Machinist and Dancer. Did you see that one coming?
No, not really, because I think I've heard some people talking that Bard was pretty powerful.
Well, it is very powerful. I wonder if there's a skill ceiling for Bard that people don't talk about very much.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I'm a horrible bard, and I say that because I actually am horrible at it. But I wonder if there's a skill ceiling that actually is tied to bard that people don't always talk about.
I don't know what I'm doing then.
Because I know that there are like different timings on the songs. Maybe might be more important than people give it credit for.
Maybe, maybe not. The songs, so like they all have a 2-minute cooldown though, and they all have like 4 or 5 seconds duration.
Yeah, but the timing at which you leave and go into different songs might be important, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, yeah, fair enough.
It's I get this feeling it might be niche, and I just don't know. Kind of like I could have told you a bunch of niche stuff about Red Mage during Shadowbringers.
Yeah.
But then they took away the skill gap for Red Mage when they made displacement the same as engagement, potency wise.
Bruh, I remember you doing that shit during Shadowbringers.
Yes, I played very dangerously.
Oh, dude, I remember like first tier we met, you fucking doing some fucking dangerous shit.
Of course.
And then we got to the final tier, and then it was TK and Yomi ruling the world on top of the
Hell
damage
yeah. There is one thing I didn't like about the final tier though.
What's that?
Those fights were really pushing me to use engagement.
Yeah.
Well, Fatebreaker wasn't, I noticed. Fatebreaker, you had to be basically in the middle of the damn arena.
Yeah.
Oh god, and I used displacement in BA on Ozma. Scared the shit out of people.
Yeah.
Little FYI, that platform is only like 17 yalms. If that. It scared the living hell out of people.
You know, they had a good chance to kind of bring back that skill gap by making engagement like 20 potencies less than displacement. I'm a little sad they didn't decide to do that.
They did keep a different gap though. I will say that. They kept a certain gap tied to reprise.
Ah.
Now the punishment isn't the same as it used to be, but it's still there.
Okay.
You remember? Okay, so reprise is the you can move while using an attack.
Okay.
It's the weapon skill, by the way.
Yeah, I see that.
Pretty sure that's also the attack that if you were to ever do a focus opener in any expansion, or for any expansion that has focus, you would use focus reprise if you have the gauge already. Granted, I question why you don't just open up with Flare Star, but it's an option.
But also, one thing I want to note that's funny. There's been flare stars since ARR.
Really?
Bahamut.
Right, I forgot he used that shit.
Bahamut was the OG flare star.
Although I think he used the Black Mage version, didn't he?
I think he is. Yeah, he summoned an orb with it that tethered to somebody. If I recall how the mechanic worked, and people had to block it or had to grab a stack. But if you grab it, yeah. But every time you soaked an orb, you got a debuff, and if you had too many of those debuffs when you cast Rage of Bahamut, you died.
Gotcha. So it was similar to Rot, if that's the case.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but no, I just find it hilarious. It's like, I just imagine Bahamut just in the afterlife, just chilling, just being like, and just looking at everybody using Flare Star, and it's like, bruh, back in my day, I used Flare Star before all you guys. I'm the OG.
I mean, he probably would have said that to the casters in Baja first.
Yeah.
Before Black Mages.
Yeah, then he said the Black Mages again when they got it as like a main ability, like as level 100, but it's like, yeah, that's neat and all, but I was doing that back in my day, like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Without any prep work requiring me to cast like 6 fire spells.
Honestly, I think that, well, I'm really curious how they're going to do this new exploratory content.
Yeah,
We won't. We can't really judge much until we get the second tier to come out. But
yeah, then we have to wait.
I'm really looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, we have to wait like a month or two after 7.2 for us to get it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I will say we're getting the chaotic at some point.
Yeah.
We're on the second week now, aren't we? Of
We're-
Ultimate.
We're getting the at around Christmas Eve, I think.
Yeah, I was about to say it's like 4 weeks after Ultimate, if I recall.
Yeah. That's one way of looking at it.
And then after that, after the chaotic comes out, they should start teasing the next tier, the next extreme, and I think they might actually talk a little bit about the relic and the new criterion.
Yeah. And if you're on some weird hopium, hoping for some, Dark Knight, because you're not satisfied with how Dark Knight plays, or either casually or, as a hardcore player, maybe a Dark Knight rework. I don't know.
I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be honest. If they do rework Dark Knight, it's going to be purely for, like, how it feels to play gameplay-wise, not because it's doing shit number-wise.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you want to talk about... Well, there are several jobs that could fall into the best feeling job.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to talk about the best feeling but most difficult in that direction, I would
Oh.
say Gunbreaker. What happened?
Before you said difficult, I was literally about to say Viper.
Oh. Yeah, difficult is very much so in the cusp here, because Gunbreaker falls in that. Although, I'm not positive if it still does now.
Yeah, that's...
Because the change to Double Down changed something in the difficulty.
Yeah.
Like, sure, you still need the bullets, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
it's not the same difficulty as it was before.
It's like having 3 like cartridges now. It's like, oh hey, now I get to do another burst strike at the tail, like sometime during my burst window maybe.
Yeah, but it's not as like I don't think you get as punished is what I'm getting at here.
Yeah.
Because anytime someone talks about difficulty, it's mainly because they're talking about the punishment for not having enough.
They're talking about fail condition.
Yes.
Which I'm gonna be blunt real quick. Black mages have, in my opinion, one of the better fail conditions in the game in terms of how it works. In fact, I think it actually may work a little bit too well. In fact.
If they are allowed to stay still, yes.
Yeah, because like black mages, like when we look at black mage, it's like you you get like a lot of like goodies for like staying in a Nokian for as long as possible, but like the moment you like exit it, and this is why I think it does a little bit too good of a job at being a fail condition, you lose everything.
Yeah.
Which is very, very, very harsh. Like, don't get me wrong, a slap in the face is nice for a fail condition, but it's like there's a difference between just a dark side and a freaking Enochian slap in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dark side was at least of a, oh, what's that? You ran out of mana? Yeah, let me fucking auto turn myself off. Now you're not doing 15% damage for however.
You know what's funny?
You don't have me up.
You do know that Machinist also has a fail condition. It's just the smallest one in the game.
Oh.
It's called not breaking your combo. Believe it or not, if you do too much burst, you can break your combo.
Oh my god. Oh, that's hilarious.
It is. That's why it is the smallest condition in the game.
Oh god. That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
And the effect on the gauge is it's kind of small, but you do notice it on your 120s.
Yeah. Yeah, fail conditions are nice and all, but yeah.
In fact, most people would say that the Machinist isn't even worth bringing up, which I'm sure someone in chat's probably saying that.
Actually, chat's been pretty. Usually, chat's pretty silent for the most part on my stream.
Gotcha.
I'm not that popular of a streamer, sadly.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm sure. I'll eventually get to 50 followers sooner or later.
Well, to be fair, a lot of those people who get up there get really lucky and they get rated. So
Yeah.
it's I hate to be that guy, but it's luck.
I mean, here's the thing. I've been on on the internet long enough to know it is partially luck based. It is partially like how much can I make myself entertaining, and the other part of it is pure fucking luck. As much as some people don't want to admit it, it is part of it. Like, yes, being entertaining is part of it, but let's be honest. Some people are at their best in entertainment when they actually have a chat to bounce off of.
Yeah.
And the
Like,
issue is with those people is that, but those people also expose the major issue with this, which is that, yes, part of it is how entertaining you are as a person. The other part of it's luck. It's pure
Yeah.
RNG. It's pure RNG.
Well, you know what's interesting? I don't know if Jacksepticeye would have gotten as big as he did if Markiplier didn't. It wasn't Markiplier. It was actually PewDiePie. My bad. I had shouted him out.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like
I think it was Pewds. I get him and Mark confused when it comes to shoutouts at times.
yeah, I mean, to be fair, both of them are pretty OG YouTubers, and like,
Oh, 100%.
yeah, like, also, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, the first thing when you said Markiplier popped in my head was that one time when somebody literally tried to start shit with Markiplier only for it to blow up in their face pretty spectacularly.
Yeah, I don't think it's
like
politics aside. I know Mark's a good person.
Yeah,
and I only say that because I just don't agree with him on that part. But that's aside the point, right?
Yeah, like
he's a good person.
Yeah,
and that's the main thing I think is important.
Yeah, and here's the thing: like when you have a good person, even if you don't agree with them politically, you know where most of those fucking instances of not agreeing with them politically end. It mostly ends with I don't agree with you politically, but whatever, man. You do you.
There you go.
Like when people are genuinely a good people, shocker, that's where most of the political talk stops, for the most part. If there is any disagreement in political viewpoints. But if you actually try to start drama with the person, then shocker, people are going to clown on you because you're trying to start drama with a guy that is practically almost, if not entirely, impossible to start drama with.
Yeah.
Like, good luck starting drama with Markiplier. Literally, good luck.
Also, he has a repertoire of just amazing things that he's done. Good God.
Yeah, like
I don't know, like what imbecile would actually try to insult him? Like, why?
I'm trying to remember what the whole incident was about. God, I do not recall what it was, but yeah, it's just I don't recall the exact.
I'll go on and say it. I think it. Okay, so are you uploading this to YouTube?
I mean, all the VODs get uploaded to YouTube.
Okay, I can't say it then. Oh, I have to word it differently. Hold on.
Yeah, take your time to figure out how you're gonna word
it. Here we go. I would say it's social self-ending if you were to try and start crap with someone like Markiplier.
Oh yeah, you're pretty much committing a career unaliving at that point. Yep. You're just ending your social media career like that. Like that is like that is like the surefire way to do it. Like we got no ammunition on the man. He is literally as squeaky clean as somebody can be on the internet.
What's crazy is that even if you did have ammunition, I'm pretty sure all the good things he's done really beats it.
Yeah, also, I'm pretty sure Markiplier will be
like, while people are not happy with Mr. Beast, he still did a lot of good things.
Yeah, I think the only main potential issue there is concern that maybe because once the those like challenge videos get disproved, I'm pretty sure there's now concern for the charity videos also being somewhat fake, and that's a concern. But until I don't know if they are or not fake, which
I would hope they're real because that's his only shield.
Yeah, because let's be honest, if those fade away, if those are found out, at least even if some of them are found out to be faked, then that's going to be a really, really, really bad problem for Mr. Beast, because then Mr. Beast is stuck into a situation of, well, if this is fake, then how can we trust the rest of these are real from you?
Bingo.
Situation. And on top of that, And that's one of the big shields he has against like all the most recent allegations he's been through. Which, by the way, I'm gonna be blunt about something real quick.
Yeah.
I would not be shocked if Mr. Beast was very well aware of a certain best friend of his. I'm gonna call it hobby to avoid YouTube getting on my rear end. We're gonna call it interests, personal interests of a friend of his.
Yeah.
I would not be shocked if he was aware just because of how long those two have been friends. I guess I know people can hide stuff, but that person also, like from an old YouTube video, literally had a poster of the personal interests. Like it would not be shocking if Mr. Beast knew. Like to me, like if it came out like yesterday, like oh my god, Mr. Beast supposedly actually knew about all that stuff and didn't care all along. How surprising. But like his biggest shield against, or his biggest shield and what's helping, mitigate, some of or cushioning some of the damage is all the good stuff he has done over the years.
Yes.
And that, there was probably, with the most recent game show allegations, I believe is what it's, with the whole Beast Games thing, like was there negligence there? If it's all true, then yeah, there is negligence, and he did screw up, but he could potentially rebound by saying, yeah, mistakes were made, we definitely did overestimate how much we could handle, and as long as he shows improvements to learn from it, then people probably would not care. But there's also
I agree, but he's also a shadow of the past.
Yes,
and I say it like that because
there's also
you're not gonna get back a number of the people that he's already pissed off.
Yeah. There's also the issue of how do I put this very lightly? The lunch flea drama.
Yeah.
That did not help his image at all, being associated with those two. With the oh boy.
You don't have to say it. It's not okay.
Yeah. Regardless of how you feel about lunch flea, like let's be honest, it is just it is just literally those three just trying to milk their child audience. Let's be blunt about it.
Yes, it's the Mr. Krabs. I like money.
Quite literally, like it's literally like ultra processed food, the exact same as Lunchables. Like it is probably, if it's healthier, it's not even probably by a lot, really, if we really want to think about it.
Yeah.
Like it's like it is. Yeah. Yeah, that drama did not do him any favors, being associated with KSI and Logan Paul. And that tanked all three of their reputations. Logan Paul, it's kind of like, what more damage can you do to that guy's reputation at this point?
I'm trying to... Oh. One of those... Oh, God. I remember... I'm trying to figure out if the person I'm thinking of is the correct person here.
Yeah, I need to do some actual fucking 14 content here. I'm just fucking walking around the fucking cities here just because, I'm so engrossed in the conversation.
Oh yeah, this has become a podcast.
Welcome everyone to the Yomi the Samurai podcast. We're joined here with TK tonight talking about some random crap.
Yeah, well that's all a podcast is, to be fair.
Yeah. To be fair, I'll be lying if I said that the idea of like a fucking podcast didn't fancy my mind a few times. As it
is
does.
KSI the one that's wholesome as all get out?
I don't know.
I'm trying to is KSI the one who made that song recently?
Oh,
that everyone's trying to clown on.
The thick of it.
Yes.
Yes, he's the one who did that.
Yeah, I could have sworn he's actually. Isn't he really wholesome?
I don't know. I don't know anything about
I think he took the biggest hit from that Lunchables deal, or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not Lunchables, it's whatever. I think he took the biggest hit because I'm pretty sure he's really wholesome.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm all for being corrected on that, but...
Yeah, and then meanwhile...
I'm pretty confident he's incredibly wholesome.
Honestly, the biggest thing I know him for is from old CoffeeZilla YouTube videos pointing out some potential, like, some freaking crypto scams he might have done.
Oh, okay.
Like, to be fair, him and Logan, are both in that situation.
Logan is in much more trouble for it, though.
Yes, he is. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, it's like, yeah, I do think like, I think that was definitely a shit show though. Absolutely, a bit of a shit show, regardless of how you dice it. And last time I heard anything about the Lunchly situation, it sounds like Dogpack and someone else might be. I don't know. Some stuff went down. I don't know what's gone on with those two, but something involving crashing out. Last time I heard anything remotely about those two in the drama.
Gotcha. I don't know. I could just be wearing rose-tinted glasses here.
Yeah.
I just could have sworn he was. I really could have sworn that KSI was good.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't really pay attention to KSI that much. I don't pay attention to Logan Paul or Mr. Beast, to be honest.
I look at his wholesome stuff, primarily. But, like I said, it could just be a matter of rose-tinted glasses here.
Yeah. Yeah, meanwhile, I have no familiarity outside of just knowing who the three are from name recognition.
Yeah.
Also, let there be known that there's some weird shadowing in Heavensward areas.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, have you done, not Delubrum Regin... Oh, actually, Delubrum Reginate also did change on the inside, by the way. And I mean, like, it looks really good with the new lighting. I don't know if you've seen it or not.
I have not seen it.
Also, the Dalriata, it looks so different with the new lighting. It looks really good.
Okay.
I know you weren't a big fan of going to Zadnor, so...
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think what really bored me the fuck out of the area was just how boring it looked.
I was in there for the EXP grind. I'll just be 100 with you. I was in there for the EXP grind.
Yeah, like, you know, I can handle, like, doing the same stuff over and over again, but, like, the zone has to look visually interesting to keep my attention for longer than whatever the heck the grind in question is trying to keep my attention for.
My main deal was it was so easy to level up, I could just have a video on the side and just not pay almost no attention.
Fair enough.
And you can't do that in dungeons because, well, as you know, these mechanics are not the same difficulty as what we have in the past. They have gradually gotten harder, and now I have to put more attention into the game, which is a good thing, but I can't do things brain dead.
Let it be known, when players complain about the difficulty, the devs step it up.
It's true.
Like, never say the devs don't step up the difficulty when getting difficulty complaints, because they absolutely do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. God. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I've kind of questioned if, and you know, part of me has kind of questioned if, like, actually no, there'll be a question of if they would want to support a feature like that. One idea I've thought of was, God, I believe I brought this up to you, but one idea I've thought of for, like, those who are curious on, like, how older jobs played, but the devs don't want to do, like, a classic server or anything classic related, but you know, people still want to, like, see how older jobs are. It's like to have, like, a thing you could turn on, and, like, you know how you go, like, to the duty finder.
Oh, like a tune back type deal.
Yeah, like in the duty finder settings, like there's like a legacy thing you could turn on, and when you enter, let's just say, a Heavensward instance as Dark Knight, you'll get the job as it was in Heavensward, or AR, or the closest.
Okay, one little thing I want added, if that's the case. I want accuracy auto-tuned.
Okay, yeah, I would also. If they don't do accuracy auto-tune, I want direct hit. The next best thing would be to treat direct hit rate as accuracy.
Yes.
Which, yeah. But yeah, I think that would be, like, another good idea for them to do. I mean, people would probably have to, like, the game will probably have to give them a warning, like, hey, you're going to have to kind of change your hotbar, but aside from that, it's like, I think it'd be cool. This is, like, a cool little feature for those who are curious how jobs played back in the day, and, like, people who want to, like, do stuff as, like,
like a little simulation type deal. Yeah. I'd be down for that. Yeah.
Yeah. So people could like, yeah, and you could even have like achievements for like, oh, beat like especially if they make it so like it scaled like the same way it did back there in that expansion. If they really want to add some extra detail to it or something, you know, they could, have achievements where it's like, oh yeah, clear, the binding coil Bahamut, or
At level 50, yeah.
yeah, level 50 with the legacy system turned on, or clear,
Or Alexander.
yeah, Alexander, the
Ooh.
arm of the sun,
Ooh.
and Sabbath.
The legacy legend. The ultimate legacy legend.
Oh yeah, even to have that enabled for like ultimates too. Yeah, I think it'll be like a nice little feature, but at the same time, I also know that's probably going to require a lot of dev resources, though.
Oh, yeah, 100%. They would have to go through it rather slowly.
Yeah, but I think it'll be like a nice. Yeah, because as someone who's like interested in like looking at stuff in the past, like personally, I think it'll be a bit worth it, especially if they're like doing it at like their own pace and be like, hey, do not expect this like every expansion we're gonna add like another expansion's worth of stuff to it. Kind of thing. We're just gonna kind of chip away at it slowly. Type mentality to give the players. Then I think it'll be like a good way to kind of just. It'll be something like for people like me who are curious about the past and how the jobs used to play back then, so that we have an easier way of going to see how they play. And here's the thing: it's like, oh, what's that? You just want to hit a striking dummy? Well, just activate Explorer mode on a dungeon and enable Legacy simultaneously. And then you can just place down the dummy and just, go to town. Think how much is Explorer mode? Are they? Oh yeah, they're enabled for everything up. Yeah, I think they're enabled for like every dungeon in the game at this point. Like I think every dungeon in the game might have Explorer mode. Yeah, it would block you out if you can't explore, right?
Yeah. I think.
Yeah, it would have like the little lock thing on it, I believe. So let me see here. Yeah, because I was in the right tab and I have the lock thing on it. So yeah, I think it's like it'll tell you like if you couldn't go in, but it's like, hey, if you want to hit a dummy and just test some, just test how the job played, but you don't actually want to do content, like, just make it so that you could have it on for both, Explorer and like regular content, but yeah. But yeah. I am kind of curious though if there's any like, like if there's any like people like really wanting like a classic server, and if so, like how many people do? Because I would imagine it's not like a super a lot, just by the fact that we haven't gotten one or any news of a classic servers for 14. So probably not enough to make Square Enix be like, yeah, we should do this. Like, or we should get on it directly. Now, I could be saying that, like, and literally like a year from now, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, we're making a classic servers will be coming out the next year.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they need more stats to honestly be able to do that confidently.
Yeah.
Also, how would they do that and still make money off it?
Yeah, that is.
I know they're not the most greedy company, but how would they do that and still make more money?
Yeah, that is definitely something. Yeah.
Like, are we talking about like maybe the subscription works a little bit differently and it's pickier?
I don't know.
There's a lot of really scummy ways to go about it, but there's also good ways to go about it.
Yeah, I think the most healthiest way for the consumers is that the classic is automatically included with your subscription, but if you want like all your old cosmetic stuff, you'll have to buy it again through the monetization and send it to your classic character.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. I just
Yeah, I think that would be probably the most healthiest because we could like people like you and I could still like go on the classic servers to try it out, but if like if we really cared about having a specific mock station item, then Square Enix still has, you know, like we still partially agree because let's be honest, any way to try and monetize a game is going to be viewed as, or monetize something is going to be viewed as slightly greedy, no matter how much it actually affects gameplay.
yes, but there's a certain level of greed that is accepted.
Right.
Just like you just said there for cosmetics, that is still greed.
Yeah.
It's just an accepted level of greed.
Yeah. Although.
What I'm getting at here is that okay, so you would need it to make enough money for it to be worth keeping the servers up.
Yep. Yeah. Which is why one idea I suggested. Yeah. Honestly, I'm still down for that one idea I suggested in private about being like Atlas. I think that would probably might be the best way to do it. And I know some people will be like, well, what about dungeons and having to do it in single player mode? Well, I mean, anything that requires a dungeon, or any time that the MSQ requires a dungeon, just put trust with it.
Yeah.
Like, we'll have to make the trust work for, like, those mechanics at the time, but that shouldn't be too difficult, I hope.
Couldn't you just borrow the couldn't you just borrow the squadrons? The code from the squadrons, if that's the case?
Oh, yeah, squadrons were pretty much trust before trust were trust, weren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, so you could just literally borrow...
And some fights, you had to actually control them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they would die to mechanics.
Right, which would add like a little bit of like, yes, you could play the game by yourself, but you're going to have to be a little bit more involved with the squadrons and how to manage them.
Yeah.
In order to properly be successful. Or you could just take the easier way out in a group of some random players on multiplayer mode.
Yeah.
But regardless, it's like... yeah. Yeah, I guess the biggest question is like how many people are really interested in a classic version, because like, for someone like me, like I love classic just on the sense if I can go back to see how it was at the time.
Yeah.
But I will also admit, like, you know, like for example, let's take vanilla, like just basic 1.0 or 1.x classic WoW. I'm not a big fan of that time period, but you know, I liked seeing what the game was like during that period, even though I am not a big fan of it. of and by the way,
there is something I like about the way that they're doing it, though. Okay, so the Mist of Pandaria.
Yeah.
The way that they did that reloaded was amazing. It was so fun. You got abilities that you wouldn't normally have. Yeah. Or like Season of Discovery, getting abilities you weren't used to using. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. Also, one thing I want to point out, they have confirmed a Mist of Pandaria Classic.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so they are doing Mist of Pandaria, and I think I'm actually going to give that one a shot because, A, from what I've heard, even though it had a rough start, it did end up being a good expansion towards the end.
Mm-hmm. Well, my whole deal was the playground of it.
Yeah. Also, B, it's also a lot more closer to modern WoW in terms of leveling, which means it doesn't take like a bazillion years if you know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Still takes a while, but it doesn't take like a bazillion years, which is... I want to clarify for anyone who is curious or might be upset about what I said about 1.0 Classic WoW. I don't... Like, the reason why I don't like it isn't because it's bad or terrible. I don't like it because it's old. It's an old game, and I can tell it's an old game. It's just not for me. It's a little... There's just one too many old things in there, and it doesn't have enough... I don't know. It just... For whatever reason, it just doesn't hook me. Like, some old games can hook me. Like, FF10 hooked me pretty well. But Classic WoW did not hook me. It did... Or 1.0 Classic WoW, more specifically, did not hook me. Also, TK, do you remember the era when they used to do optional dungeons when you were leveling through the MSQ?
Optional dungeons? Oh, yes.
Stone, Visuals, Yeshua, the Violent Tides.
Yeah, I remember those.
these dungeons were fun. I kind of liked them. I also felt like it gave them like some breathing room, like story-wise. Like it's like, oh well, we don't think a dungeon like makes sense for the MSQ at this level range. Okay, then we will not do like a mandatory dungeon at this level range. Instead, we'll have an optional one, and we'll have players have one at the next level range.
Mm-hmm.
It makes stuff like feel like it has. It feels like they had. I think it could give a little freedom if done correctly, but I also know that people do hate missing content and missing out on a source of leveling.
Yeah, because you have to manually go and unlock Shisui and such.
Yeah, and Dark and Dusk Sigil.
There is also a ARR dungeon that some people forget about.
Which one's that?
There's a few of them. One of them has the Chimera. Not the Trial Chimera, the End Boss Chimera.
Cutter's Cry, I think is one?
Yeah, you can skip Cutter's Cry.
Okay. Yeah, I think I might have...
And then there's also the level 49 dungeon. I'm pretty sure you can skip.
Wait, 49? I thought there was 47. 47, Arm Bow.
I think you have to do Arm Veil. I think it's the other one.
No, Arm Bow I thought was optional.
Is it?
Maybe.
Man, it's been too long.
Oh, hold up. Is Arm Veil optional or not? I don't know if it's optional, actually.
I thought it was Desmail you could skip.
Hold up. I mean, I remember not having to do that one for the MSQ, but... yeah, actually, hold up. Yeah, because we know Castra and Matorium are both mandatory.
Yeah.
And then... Admir's Keep is optional for us. Cyrus is optional. Hold up. Honestly, I think it actually might be easier naming the main...
Oh, that's a dungeon I don't even have unlocked, by the way. Ferroceras Hard.
Oh, yeah.
I still haven't even gotten that unlocked.
I mean, if you want an excuse to run a dungeon while we're on stream here, you could unlock that real quick and we could run it.
Oh, no need. I'm still doing the camo grind on COD.
I gotcha.
That's why I said I was waiting for that response from Snubby. Because I was working on this.
Gotcha. Also, to use a Fantasia, change the law fill or not? Or Kekra, I don't know. Maybe if I reach 50 followers, maybe I might hold of a thing, maybe. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I'm not used to having access to free Fantasias, man.
I'm saving my Fantasia to figure out what I'm going to do next year.
Alright, you like to switch your race every tier.
Not every tier. I was gonna switch it to whatever was gonna help me with main stats, but it's mainly because I don't care about it that much.
Yeah.
I don't know. The race does not mean much to me. The race, I do want to be able to see, though, in the fight.
Yeah.
That's about it, though.
I mean, just goes the best race from Mara.
Yeah, it doesn't...
That's a joke for clarification, if needed.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a very min-maxy thing for me to say.
Yeah. You like the min-max, even if it is like a 0.000 or like 1% damage or how many?
It helps with the direct hit difference.
Really?
Technically, it does. Because direct hit makes the difference. So you add the main stat on top of it, and it mitigates it a little bit. When it comes to, high damage.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to mitigate an issue, that's all.
Yeah. What's funny about the race I chose is that it's a very dex heavy race, so it's like, or I think it's like higher in dex, right? Renara is? Or Rain, however you say that.
I think it's +2 instead of +3. Because I'm pretty sure +3 is what you want to have on your dex and then your Vite secondary.
Yeah, hold on, let me let me check.
in your scenario.
Yeah, let me check the starting values real quick.
But yeah, all you're really doing is mitigating the issues that Direct Hit will give you. Because you're buffing a main stat. That's all it is. That's so minimal now. So.
Yeah, let's see here. Our raw Ren is 22 dexterity. So yeah, not the highest you could have. There are like 3 higher than it, but funny enough, if you want to play a healer, it is one of the better races to play as healer. And funny enough, the other clan you could go as for our raw is the highest for strength.
Yeah.
People are like, people like to make a big deal about going Rothguard for.
Going Lion for mind and strength is valid.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that way, but I mean, like going, like it's. I know some people are like,
I don't know. I just feel weird as Lion though. So.
I don't really like. I haven't played the Lion race.
The hitbox, or I know that they all have the same hitbox, but it feels like it doesn't.
It's the body size proportion.
You know.
It's how their posture is, and it feels like it just feels bigger than the other races, and it feels like your hitbox is more awkward than it actually is. But it's yeah. Personally, I'm just not a big fan of Rothgar as a race. Like, to anyone watching the VOD on YouTube or watching the stream live right now, if you're a fan of Rothgar, good for you. More power to you. But I am personally not a Rothgar enjoyer.
You hear this, man? He's not a Hrothgar enjoyer. We gotta blame him. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just a Lullafell.
Yeah, and I'm just an Aura who just... I just play whichever race I thought I liked the most, which happened to be Aura. And I know Xeno's like, oh, they're lizard people. When I was trying to tell him his reasons, it's like, they do remind me of a dragon with the tail and the scales.
They're supposed to be based on dragons, aren't they?
I think that they're technically based off of lizards, but let's be honest, dragons are just basically overgrown lizards with wings.
I mean, I know the blue scale ones are supposed to be based on lizards, but not the latter.
Really? The white ones are based off of dragons?
At least I thought they were.
Okay, we might have to fact check that one, but...
I don't know the lore behind them, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I don't know.
We also got that race during Heaven's Sword.
Yeah, that direct... I mean, it's literally a lizard/dragon looking like humanoid race and the dragon expansion. Who's not going to make the comparison to dragons when they have like lizard themed stuff?
That's what I'm saying.
It's like,
but the storyline with the princess, your special deliveries, that certainly makes me think of lizard.
Yeah.
I would never have thought about it otherwise, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's in the MSQ, though, isn't it?
I don't recall.
I don't remember the Stormblood story very well.
Yeah, the Stormblood pre-post patch is not very fun. It's not very well remembered. I think when most people talk about them like loving the Stormblood MSQ, it's usually like the patch ones. The patch, like the post patch, like the post.
My favorite thing tied to Stormblood was either the Gimlet Dark, or it was tied to I keep wanting to say Yida, but it's not Yida. It's Lise.
Yeah, a lot of people do not like that character for whatever reason. I mean, to be fair.
I mean, there's a lot of the people who, well, I don't know if that's the same people or not, but I prefer Lise over Alize.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I think Alize is way too far, but I know that personality should be in the game. But we kind of already had that personality with Y'shtola, and people like Y'shtola for other reasons.
Yeah. Also, I want to point out something real quick. I think the main issue that people did not like about Lee Sin Stormblood was just really how, we're in a time of war and she's, God, I remember it's just, God, I don't know if it was complaining or whining was how, I think people described it as whining. Something to do with whining. It's been a while.
Wasn't that part of her character growth though?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Because she went from being whiny to becoming a pretty decent leader.
Yeah, I'm starting to notice a theme. Anytime a character has to go from,
In fact, I'd say that her growth was better than a certain character that people don't like being talked about.
I'm gonna be honest, real quick. I think that some people in this player base just do not like characters going from whiny or just incompetent to, or whatever the word you would use for it. But not a capable leader to a capable leader. I don't think people like it when it's in the direction of like, oh, I have personal issues, or I have some whining issues to get over. And, as a result, the developers are going to put that at the forefront because that's the whole point of my character development is to get over the issues. It's like, okay, but that's what you do with a character flaw. You put it at the center of it. I don't get why people are... I really don't.
If you want to talk about some of the best character growth we've ever seen, it's Ardbert.
Yeah.
Holy shit, Ardbert. His character growth was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, he literally went from being on top of the world to being completely defeated to coming back and joining forces with you, truly.
Yeah. Oh, God, that fucking... Shawbringers was good, man.
Oh.
Yeah, also, if I'm going to say this real quick,
Oh,
I do think with how Dawntrail is going so far, it is going to be a repeat of Stormblood. Like, people, when we are, like, 10 years later talking about the expansions, people are going to remember Dawntrail for the battle content, not for the MSQ, similar to Stormblood. Where when you hear any...
That could totally be the case, because people are enjoying the Ultimate, and they are enjoying the Savages.
Yeah.
And the storyline for the Savages, some people are saying it's better than Dawntrail's entirety.
Yeah, I honestly think it's better than Dawntrail's MSQ. I also think the Alliance raid is also better than Dawntrail's MSQ.
Yes! Oh my god, yes. Did you look at the little character dialogues whenever you run around? Those are not NPCs talking. Those are players.
Oh yeah, you mean those ones? Oh yeah.
Those are fucking great.
Yeah. Oh my god. Also, I feel bad for that one that's like looking for, they're like Samurai, Dragoon, Dark Knight. I feel bad for that one. It's like you could tell they're just trying to find a party to fill so they could do something.
Yeah. But that's how it was back in the day.
Yep.
Oh man. There's oh my god, words. There are trusts in 11 for a reason.
Yeah.
And they're good enough to get you up to the level where you get actual players.
Yeah. One thing I do want...
Good enough for you to catch up is what I'm trying to say there.
Yeah, one thing I do want to do is I do want to actually kind of give 11 a try just to see how it is. Because
I don't know how easily I could set my thing back up, but if I can set mine up, I would join you.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually how expensive is 11 on Steam? How expensive is that thing?
Just keep in mind it's I believe it's semi-complicated to get set up.
Okay.
And it's even more of a pain to get an account set up. So
yeah.
Just
it's
somebody
like...
to know. There is a free trial though of 11.
Okay, I might.
So you could go in the direction of the free trial.
Yeah, I could try that out.
It's like 14 free days, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, the only issue with 11 is that it doesn't have Aurora, so that's automatically 100 points docked from it.
Yes, but it has Taru.
Oh, that is true. I mean, that's pretty much just discount lava, though.
It's fat. It's FFL.
Okay.
It's basically FFL.
Yeah.
But Lalafels did come after Tartar.
Yeah. I do like Waffle's design more than Tartar's, though, personally.
What? I think Snubby, you may have overheard me and Snubby talk about Lalafels.
Yeah.
You either dress up cute, or you're fucking evil.
I prefer cuteness, thank you very much.
I prefer evil.
Oh, God. I mean, there's one exception to my rule, and that's Dark Knight.
Yeah, that's fair. That just makes sense, though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry if you don't dress up semi. If you haven't like used an edgy glam on Dark Knight at one point, then you have not played Dark Knight.
Oh, and little FYI, 11. This is gonna be rather interesting to talk about now that mods have been such a big deal in 14.
Yeah.
But 11 allows mods.
Weirdly.
Yes.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like 14 side of it's mostly out of fear that it would affect the gameplay of it and not wanting to reproduce the arms race that happened in World of Warcraft. I don't know if you saw that Breach video I sent you.
I honestly was not in the mood to deal with mods at the time.
Okay.
There's a loader I need to give you if you do choose to play 11 though. If I can, I don't know if I can find the original download URL though, but I can tell you what the name of it is and such.
All right,
so you can find it.
Yeah, I'll look into it.
But there's a lot of mods that are quality of life that make the game feel more like 14.
Oh, that's good.
And you'll definitely want some of those mods.
Oh, okay.
I'd say some of them. You're gonna want a lot of them. Fuck.
Yeah. You know me. The closer I can make it feel like a modern MMO, the more comfy and snuggy comfy I can get with it.
Do you have a numpad?
A numpad? Yeah, I have a numpad.
It's on your keyboard.
Yeah, of course I got a numpad.
Good. You're gonna want it.
Oh, don't tell me.
It's okay. So 14 also has this targeting system, but 11 used it first.
Oh, and is that the only targeting system?
No, you still have tab,
Okay.
but tab is wider. If that means anything to you.
Okay.
Like it's a wider scenario for tab than it is for the numpad. You might find yourself not using a mouse at times. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
But it's like a situation of comfy. It's old school, keep in mind.
I mean,
but you can still use a mouse, of course.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it may feel clunkier. And you might use more keybinds.
Yeah.
What's I doing here?
But yeah, I definitely feel that. Yeah, this is probably gonna be a repeat of Stormblood, which I know some people are like, oh my god, Stormblood, blah 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 blah, and just remember it for the MSQ and nothing more. But I mean, like I said, like when people talk about the battle content, and for very good reason, because that battle content was. I'm gonna be honest. I could argue the battle content in some areas was better than some of Shadowbringer's battle content.
Yeah, Omega was amazing.
Yeah, it was freaking amazing. It was also like, hey, if you have an issue with...
Omega was amazing. I actually think Omega's series may have actually been better than Eden.
Yeah, I think it's a good contention. Like, I'm gonna be blunt. Part of the reason why I want 14 to do a classic thing is so I can actually do those fucking raids on content, because I am a little livid I did not do those Savage raids when they were on content, except for the final tier, and when I did the final tier of Omega, God, I was bad at the game because I was still new and I was still getting into Savage at the time properly.
I got roasted a lot, so I didn't do it in Stormblood.
Yeah.
Because when you play Warrior, everyone expects you to be a meta chaser. And you see, I was really bad at the game back then, so
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if they do a Stormblood Classic, unless I end up being absolute shit at it, I want to do fucking want me to do Dark Knight and you do Warrior, and we fucking go tank this stuff up.
Yeah. Another way that they could do it is Unreals.
Yeah. Yeah, or the legacy thing I mentioned too.
Yeah, I'm all for the legacy. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that Unreals is more reasonable.
Yeah. I think it'll definitely be interesting if they do Unreal Savages. That'll definitely be interesting. But yeah. But yeah, it's like, yeah. But still, point being, it's like that battle content was pretty damn good, and yeah, God, it feels nice to see that for like because like even though I would argue Endwalker's story for them was pretty good, the post batch, the only issue I really have with the post batch really was honestly pacing. I do feel like the pacing was kind of sluggish, especially towards the end. It's like it kind of got to the point of, okay, I know this is the consequences of doing like having the trial bosses being the MSQ, but can we please wrap this up?
Yeah.
Like I said, I know it was a consequences of having those trial bosses tied to the MSQ, but yeah, it just got to that natural point, you know, where it's like, okay, let's wrap this up, finish this up, so we can actually move on to like a Dawn Trail prep or whatever the heck you're going to be doing. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my only real issue. But it's like, battle content wise, I do think it was kind of a bit of a mixed bag for Endwalker, though. Because Criterion's, I would argue, were pretty great, like fight design wise, but suffered in the western regions of the world because the rewards were not good.
So I feel like we really should have had a Criterion this tier.
Yeah. Yeah,
And I'm also gonna take that step further. I really wish that I think we should only get 2 Criterions if they're gonna try to put 2 in one tier like that. If they really want to, if they're trying to think about that,
yeah.
we should just get. They should do it differently. That's all.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what they're doing. I mean, for all we know, maybe because
Like, I'm not against it, but it's it's a scenario where it's like.
I mean, regardless of where they're placed and like how often we have to do them, they need better rewards than what they had last.
I believe the exquisite weapons being an alternative to Savage is exceptionally good, and then have the ultimate in there also. So it's like.
Yeah, honestly,
like for me, I got screwed on RNG. I still don't have my weapon. I'm trying to do the ultimate.
Yeah, another thing I want to talk about real quick. Another thing they do, and I think you might be happy with this idea too, is that regardless if you choose to do the Savage version or just the regular Criterion version of the, Criterion, you should get a currency which you can work up to buying a armor piece or as an accessory that's on par with Savage quality or Savage high level gear.
Yes, but there does need to be a lockout.
Yeah.
Either a lockout or a very slow grind.
Yeah, I mean, I was going in the direction of, hey, if you can clear like the Savage version, that's like have to do it all in like basically in one go without any major stops and basically just back to back pull like the trash to the boss to the trash to the bosses.
I mean, I'd be down for that.
Yeah, I mean that's how Savage works. That's how the Savage version works of the Criterion. Like if you have to do like that version, you get more of the currency at least like double the rate bare minimum than doing it the regular way and doing it through the normal one where you could take like small breaks in between each bosses and not have to worry about having to redo the entire instance again if you wipe. Just as like you still get the same stuff from normal, but you get it at way faster of a rate. So if you are good at just being able to just go through the whole dungeon like that, then you can just run the Savage version and just basically just get it done pretty efficiently.
Yeah.
God, this stream really did become a podcast at the end, didn't it?
Yes.
It's like 2 hours. We're still chatting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Yeah, regardless, I do think the Criterion is better or worse. The Savage raids felt a little mixed bag. There were some I had a good amount of fun with, and then there was others like, oh god, I'm gonna be blunt. P7S, what a disappointment of a fight.
You know, I still got to go back and do those at some point.
Yeah. Oh, I know. But I'm going to say it real quick. P7 was a disappointment. I was pretty hyped for that fight specifically because I thought its egg mechanic, its whole general mechanic they showed off in normal mode was pretty cool. It's the tree one, by the way, if you can't remember which one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was trying to pinpoint which one it was. I don't have those numbers down for Pandemonium.
Yeah. And
I wasn't there progging it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and on top of, not doing really anything interesting with it or showing off, a lot of crazy new stuff with it at first, it's also a backloaded encounter that's just like, oh yeah, the first 7 minutes are like completely free. Why? Oh no, they're just free. Honestly, I'm not even joking, the first 7 minutes of that, like roughly 6 to 7 minutes of that fight were pretty damn free.
Gotcha.
And it's just, like, it was a disappointment mechanically, and it felt like a disappointment difficulty-wise.
Mm-hmm. Unlike the next one.
Yeah, holy crap. Difficulty.
Oh, wait, no, that's wrong. I'm saying the wrong one. Because the next one was just Fatebreaker. Oh god. I'm saying next one, my third fight. As in, like, What happened in the last tier, man? They got the difficulty all fucked up.
Yeah, the last tier.
And the last tier, why was the second fight so fucking hard?
Yeah, and then we had literally like a much easier fight. Like literally difficulty wise, like you could argue the third boss. I know it gave like seriously casual the static I was in towards the end of that tier a bit of trouble, but like I swear the third boss of that tier is.
It was just Thancred.
Yeah, it's literally.
Or thank Jeet, whatever.
Yeah, it's Fatebreaker. It's a weird thing that fucking.
Yeah, that's all it is.
A certain potentially used to be female lesbian of an Asian made from Reen's memories.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's like yeah, it's pretty much like it is like I still like the fight because I liked Fatebreaker, so I liked that fight too.
Yeah.
But like I do have to sadly say it is a less interesting version of Fatebreaker. At the end of the day, Fatebreaker did have more to it mechanically.
Not only that, but then you go on to 12, and good God, if I wasn't paying attention very much or anything, well, I probably wouldn't say this otherwise, but what I'm trying to say is it reminds me so much of E2. It reminds me of E2.
Yeah. You know what's interesting about its difficulty?
Go on.
It doesn't feel very hard to solve, like to wrap your brain around. But I think it's more execution based than it is like actual like putting the puzzle.
So is E2. It's basically just pylon E2.
Yeah, except without spell and waiting.
Well, yeah, there's no spell and waiting. Although you didn't really need spell and waiting for that fight to really. I don't even think spell and waiting was that bad.
I'm gonna be honest though, I definitely had a, oh, it's spell and waiting when they brought it out again for E12S.
Yeah.
Like that felt good, but like, also speaking of like P12 for a second, P1S way harder for first phase, and then P2 is just like once you know what to do for it, it's practically done.
P what? Oh, okay, you're talking about phase 1. I can't say much about phase 2. It looked easy to me though.
It was easy to do, honestly. You just figured out what you need to do for each mechanic and how to solve it on the
It's
fly.
almost like we already do that in Ultimate.
Yeah.
Right? Basically now.
Yeah. And what's interesting is like it might give you a little bit of trouble if we're not used to that skill of having to sort things out on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also like, but once you get used to like the pace of the fight and how it expects you to do things, it is over as fast as
You know what's funny?
it started.
I think that FOF might be harder than the fire phase on P12 phase 2.
God, I forgot the name of the mechanic, but I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, I think that was like the main one killing y'all, wasn't it? Was the fire?
Yeah, Chloric. Or
Yeah,
Chloric.
caloric.
Yeah.
Yeah, caloric. Or caloric and caloric 2. But I didn't
Yeah.
see a big difference between them. I thought caloric 1 was harder than caloric 2.
Oh, it is absolutely. It's harder. The fight's back second half. It's like honestly, the harder part of the fight is literally the first half of the fight, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
The second half is pretty easy, in my opinion.
Kind of like E12S phase 2, except for Triple APOC comes in and says, "Fuck you."
Dude, are you ready for the 6 double apox? No.
I'm gonna be real with you. That's a big letdown.
I mean, you're not.
It's so much. It's literally easier than triple.
I mean, you're not wrong, but also it looks like I think its main job there in that mechanic isn't to be difficult. It's to literally restrict your movement.
Yes, that sounds right. In order to maybe hinder a caster. But oh wait! Pictomancer's basically at his range.
Yeah, just the
It just, their damage is...
Let's get off the topic of the Pictomancer. We know it's an over 2 mess, but let's there TK will be fine.
It's gone, man! Oh god.
Oh god, Pictomancer is so fucking overtuned, man. Yeah. I'm gonna switch over to Whisper Chat because there's nothing in there. But yeah, it is definitely a weird situation. But yeah, it was weird. The difficulty of Dawn, like I know Xenosis would argue, like, Dawn. Or actually, was it Xenosis? Actually, no. No, I don't think he would argue it.
I think the biggest issue when it came to P8, though, I don't even think it was I think it was mechanically interesting for P8.
Yeah.
But the DPS check made it painful.
Let P8 be an example of what happens when the developers of this game get way too comfortable with a fight.
There is one more thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
Did people just forget how hard Shiva was in the DPS department?
Honestly, I think we just expect them to do better in the tuning compartment.
Because the DPS check for E8 was ridiculously high, and just people forget. Even the ad phase was high as all fuck.
Yeah, I think the difference was, like, even if it wasn't with minimal eye level or with the instances minimal eye level, people were able to clear it week 1 pretty...
Not E8. No, you can't. There's literally no clears at mid-eye level for E8.
Or not at minimal. I said not at minimal eye level, even if it wasn't at minimal eye level. But people still were able to do it with, like, meta comps at the time. At least most people.
Yeah, but it was.
But
you had to have gear, is what I was saying.
Yeah, you had to have, like, the weapon from the extreme trial, and you had to have, like, some pieces of gear to make that work out. Like, you needed some extra equipment, but you could, like, clear with a non-meta comp on, like, P8S. That was, I think that's why some people forget how bad E8S was. Because, the gear made things a bit easier. Unlike in P8S's case, where the developer... Okay, so TK, would you like to know something funny? Literally what caused that was a case of the developers getting so comfortable with the fight that they were basically outputting damage that World First players were going to have struggles to output. And when they added, or not really, but yeah, I think it was that. But basically... Okay, maybe it wasn't... Actually, correction. Maybe it wasn't exactly at that point. But when they added the 1 to 2%, it was going to be a struggle because they got so comfortable with the fight. Because...
Do you think it's possible that they did that with the ultimate?
You mean with Fru?
Yeah.
It is absolutely a possibility. They could have gotten super comfortable with the fight because...
Or rather, they got too comfortable with having a Pictomancer. Maybe.
Maybe. it could be a multiple reasons of them just doing the fight so many times to the point where they just had it pretty much downloaded in the back of their head.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe a combination of using a semi-meta comp for like a decent amount of the polls. Maybe by that I mean bring up Pictomancer. But at the same time, they have stated how they do want Pictomancer to be the benchmark from 7.1 live letter.
Wait, did they actually say that they want it to be the benchmark?
I think Mr. Happy's pointed out in his video.
Yeah, but I mainly want them to literally say it's the benchmark.
I am
Because if that is supposed to be the benchmark, then that's a lot of buffs that we're gonna get.
Yeah, that is why I'm really hoping. Like, no offense to anyone who enjoys Pictomancer, but that I am hoping it's not the benchmark for that specific. Like, there's a reason why I'm hoping it gets some nerfs because we are going to need some massive potency buffs to get.
Like, going through Fru in 7.2, if that's the case, is going to be very easy. Like, I know people say it's already easy, but it will be very easy.
Like, if we get any potency buffs that put us anywhere close to the realm of Pictomancer is, and in the case of like, or like massive buffs for Pictomancer, or massive buffs, like to help us out in like a more ultimate setting, you know, maybe like probably potency buffs to our burst windows, probably I imagine is what they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
But if like we get a decently sized buffs across the board for most jobs, like then yeah, it's going to basically degrade the DPS check incredibly fast to the point where literally with the same gear as the previous or as the first tier, it's probably going to be a much bigger of a joke than it was.
I don't think. Well, actually, what I'm saying is I think it'll be possible to skip towers.
Okay.
But let's be real. The towers is not a hard mechanic.
Yeah.
Like, skip it, so what?
No, it's funny.
I think that might actually be the easiest mechanic.
Yeah, it's funny. People actually might hold DPS just so their buffs will align better with the fight, if that's the case.
I think that's smart, actually.
I think
because the 120 comes up right around there.
Yeah. Yeah, so people might yeah, it's like people, you know, might still send their 120, but like when the boss starts getting low, people might actually like start to hold damage a bit so they could.
That might be a good thing, though. Like, the idea behind the ultimate, I don't think should be the DPS check itself.
Mm-hmm.
I think it should be the mechanics you do.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason why I like UCOB so much. And yeah, I cleared it, so I of course have bias. But I think that's one of the best things about UCOB is the fact that there's so much downtime where it forces you to do mechanics. It's fantastic.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I do definitely think regardless of like what's going to happen though, balance wise, yeah, somebody's not gonna be happy. Probably.
Yeah.
Although when are they ever these days?
True.
Like, oh no, they removed 2 weaves off Dragoon and then people get a little salty at that, although to be fair I haven't looked too much into that situation, so before any Dragoon mains get on me about that one, I literally have not looked into why people are overly salty about that one, but actually
I don't think the job actually feels that different.
Yeah, I don't know either. I know Powie, you know, someone who does. Like, I know he's not maining Dragoon right now, because I think he's maining Reaper. Although somehow out DPSing a Viper and a Pictomancer.
When you know your job, you do good.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyways. Yeah, Powie feels like Dragoon feels better after the change, and he doesn't get why people are upset about the whole Nastron being dropped from like from 3 to 1. But yeah, outside of his testimony, I haven't really tried to play Dragoon, or haven't looked much into the claim, so I will admit that's mostly going off of other people's things. But I know for the Dark Knight one though, like some people got upset because it's like, oh my god, now we can reduce physical damage, and People were upset at Xenosis over it.
Dude,
It's like,
the Dark Knight. Okay, the Dark Knight Gunbreaker change is amazing.
yeah, and I don't get why people are upset about it. It's like, why?
If you want to compare it to anything, you compare it to Adel now. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's like it's a good change. I don't get, but these people think like, oh, every last little bit of uniqueness matters.
Or did they forget that Dark Missionary is now below level 70 as well? You can use the shit in UCOB.
Yeah, but TK, it doesn't just mitigate magic damage anymore, and therefore makes it less unique. And people get upset over that.
Unique Gunbreaker had the same move. You
Yeah.
kidding?
Yeah, I'm gonna be blunt real quick. Yes, I get it how homogenization can happen through quality of life adjustments, but there's a different. But here's the thing: quality of life adjustments are good. People stop like the changes to Dark Mind and Dark Missionary were good changes. They are good because they keep you from being completely fucked over and fights like M3S. Yes, I get it. Most fights in this, most rage encounters do magical damage, but fights like M3S really fucked Dark Knights over because they lost 2 pieces of mitigation tools. That's not fun. That's not engaging. That's not cool. That's annoying.
Yeah.
It's annoying as heck, and it's something that it's nice that they changed so that now Dark Knight can actually have something to help out. There are cases where they have a boss that deals more physical damage instead of magical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really don't get some people on the internet. I swear, some people complain 14 just for the sake of complaining something about 14.
Yeah.
Not everybody, but some people do make that a little bit their mission. It's just kind of like, hello, sir, this is a chill pill. Would you like it? It's like it's okay if there's no drama going on. Like it's okay if there's not something to be upset about. Like no need to make a mountain out of a molehill.
True.
And I'm sorry if you're upset about the changes with Dark Mind and Dark Missionary in some way. Then yes, you're making a mountain out of a molehill.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
God, I gotta. Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, give me 1 second over here.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I'm gonna end the stream here since the stream has been going on for a while. And
maybe we. I don't want your file to get too big, because you said you upload it to YouTube, don't you?
Yeah.
I don't know when you're gonna call it on the stream because your file is gonna get way too big if we keep at this. Just FYI.
I do the Twitch export thing.
Okay. Oh, okay. So it's like real easy for you to just to take it from one to the other. Okay.
Yeah, Twitch literally has an export thing I can go into for the creator studios.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you were taking it into your own files and then editing it down that way.
I do not know how to use an editing tool, and also I don't think 1 terabyte's enough for me to be comfortable doing that.
Gotcha.
If I had more storage space, I'll probably kind of learn how to edit it and maybe do that as a bit of have like a highlight reel for some streams.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Although to be fair, there usually isn't an issue with uploading the streams to exporting the streams to YouTube via the thing, unless it's a case of it's past 12 hours, because I think that's the breakaway point when the streams get a little funky on YouTube. Also,
yeah, that's fair.
Also, before I did the outro to my stream, party looking, dark, samurai, dragoon.
Huh?
I interacted with the shade.
Huh?
I
I think I misunderstood something.
I interacted with the shades, TK.
Oh no.
Party looking dark samurai.
Oh.
Anyways, with me interacting with that shade. Hope you all enjoyed the stream. I'm holding down old so TK knows I'm doing my outro now. Yeah, if you all enjoyed, feel free to follow or subscribe, depending on where you're watching the VOD from. Helps the channel grow. Also, feel free to like and comment if you're watching on YouTube, because it helps the video, helps the channel with the algorithm, and you know that's nice and all. Now, no really any plans off the top of my head for the rest of the week. So the next guaranteed stream will be on Tuesday at about roughly 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. I am probably gonna start the stream when me, Stumpy, and DK Bro get together instead of waiting for the party at the Phil. Just to kind of keep a consistent stream schedule there. To say, you know, consistency is nice. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed the stream. If you did, actually I went to that part. Shit. I am very bad at outros here. God damn. I'm bad at this. Even TK's probably left it of cringe.
Nah.
Okay. Anyways, me realizing how bad I am with outros aside, I hope you all enjoyed the stream. And I hope to see you all next time. Have a good rest of your day, evening, night, or whatever time of day it may be for you at the current moment.